What's up, everybody? Welcome back once again to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 105. Welcome to Winterfest, guys. We're going to be giving away a back bling this stream for everybody exclusive to Hot Toys Hotline. Yeah, anybody that plays Fortnite, you'll get the joke. If not, that was super cringe. But, guys, thank you so much for being here. We're going to have a really fun stream tonight. We got a lot of exciting stuff this week, almost like an overwhelming amount of stuff. And you could tell that it's a good week because Owen in the DTOF has made his appearance. He usually comes back like, because it's super late for him. He usually comes back like once every 3 months or so.
Whenever there's a big Batman, I'm here.
Yeah, so because we got some Batman love this week, when Owen messaged me, I was like, he's gonna want to come on tonight. So Owen, it's great to have you back, guys. If you haven't already, check out In the DTOF on Instagram, TikTok. He's absolutely killing it over there. He says he's falling off, but he's destroying me. So what does that say about me on TikTok, right? He's insulting me is what he's doing. But Owen's killing it over there on TikTok. So check him out. He's definitely doing a great job over there. Owen, thanks for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here so late in the night for you. I know you said yeah, I know you said it's like daylight savings for you guys. It's so weird how it's like such a gap in between.
It's 12 a.m. instead of 1 a.m. So it's not a huge difference, but it feels better.
It's so bizarre. But thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate you. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I have a feeling that the bail, you're going to have a lot of stuff to say about that one in particular. And I do as well. Mike showed me something before the stream started, and I was like, that's rough. So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about a lot of Batman stuff and a little bit of everything tonight. We're going to talk about Justin's favorite Antman. Justin and I were talking about that Antman. I peeped Justin talking about it a little bit, so we're going to have some fun talking about that stuff tonight. But Owen, thanks for being here. I forgot to put Owen's link in the description. I will update that at the end of the stream, but moderators who are here, and we're going to say what's up to everybody, please drop a link to Owen's TikTok when you get a chance, and follow him over there on TikTok, guys. Jog Ron 2, is this you, Lane? Is this another account of yours?
No, that's my main account. I just changed my name after.
I didn't even realize you changed your name. Well, Lane, thank you because I recognize Jog because Lane is like one of the oldest members in the Star Wars Memorabilia and Lore Discord. So that's what I originally knew Lane as when I first met him before we streamed together or anything. He was Jog. So Lane, thank you so much for my friend. Lane has gifted a Hot Toys Hotline membership. Welcome to the Hotline Hotties. Whoever got it, it never pops up on this end.
Christian
Crosshair Cooper got it?
Got it.
Let's go. Well, congrats, Christian. You're going to be really happy that you won that very soon once we announce reintroduce you guys to the giveaway details because we kind of mentioned it last stream. But congrats on that. Thank you so much, Lane. That's very kind of you. We already got 29 people watching. What's up, everybody? Another returning panel member, we got Justin. Justin's absolutely killing it over there on his channel. I love watching Justin's streams. He calls them Casual Fridays. They're hilarious. They're unique. He does his own thing. And I was telling Justin the other day, he has this like hilarious intro that reminds me of like the intro to a sitcom. And he does this like goofy ass little smile at the end of it. And it just makes me crack up every single time. So he's killing it over there, Justin. You're doing some really unique stuff. And your personality really shows so much that, we know from being on stream with you. But it coming through with you as a host is just so hilarious, and it's so great to see your development, and you're just growing in viewership every Friday. So, and Mike just dipped out. He's like, "Screw this, my camera's too small."
I'm glad because I thought he was going to ruin this intro of mine. So I'm
right,
glad,
like my grand introduction, and he just comes in here to ruin it. But Justin's killing it. So guys, check out. There is a link in the description for Justin. I did remember that. So Owen's the only one I got to fix, but. Justin, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for agreeing to come on with us. And I said, I needed the peak energy levels that you bring. We needed maximum energy here, so I had to bring you in this week.
I appreciate you having me on, man. It's gonna be a good show. Go ahead, Line. Go ahead.
I just been wanting to say I would been from off Connor's line. I've been waiting for him. I was waiting him last night to just freeze frame like an '80s sitcom at one point.
Dude.
Yeah, Lane showed up in the chat last night. I did a little pop-up live about the stuff we're going to talk about today, the Batman and Robin. And I didn't know how to read this name. I saw it, and I was like, hey, man, if I said your name right, he's like, it's Lane. I was like, oh, shit, okay, sorry
like I said, the only reason I knew it was him because I remember his name has been Jog forever on Discord. But at first, I just thought it was like a random new viewer, and then I had to read it for a second. I was like, oh, is that you, Lane? And little did we know.
Yeah.
But Justin, thanks so much for being here. Mike just popped in, trying to steal Justin's thunder for the grand intro I was giving him, and celebrating his success on Casual Fridays. But that's your style, dude. We got to one up each other, right? So thank you so much for being here, Mike. I love the Christmas spirit. Lane was trying to tell me that I had a background going on, like this isn't like a real backdrop, and it's just really disrespectful. But you seem like you've one up to me. Is your tree leaning a little bit, or is that just like the effect from the camera?
No, it's leaning. I live on a crooked part of the earth, and there's nothing I can do about it.
There's like a mound of dirt under it. You got to put some shims under it or something. That's crazy.
I hope you guys can hear me all right. I'm on speaker here. Headphones aren't working, so but you guys look fantastic. What a panel! Oh my goodness!
All right. Owen, every time he makes an appearance, man.
Thanks.
Every time Owen makes an appearance, especially, he shows us up.
Oh yeah.
But thanks for being here, man. It's great to have you. And then finally, we got Jalgron too, aka the legendary Lane Kramer, aka the Midnight Collector. We got Lane Kramer in the house. Thank you so much for being here, Lane. As always. Yeah. Also bringing peak energy levels, right, Lane?
I don't know about peak energy levels, but definitely looking forward to a long vacation here at the end of the week. So
Me too.
No more work as of Friday. No more work for the entire rest of the year.
There we go. Isn't it fun to say that for the rest of the year when it's really not that long? But
well, because it's like slightly less than 2 weeks, we don't need to, get into the exact specifics of the time frame.
That's true. That's very true.
But it's awesome to be here with you guys tonight.
Yeah, we got a great panel tonight. Like I said, Owen was kind of like the surprise guest, and I always get excited when he hits me up because I'm like, oh, Owen still likes me, he still cares about me, even though we talk like almost every day. But it's great to have him on, great to have everybody back. Guys, we're going to say what's up to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to do the giveaway detail announcement. I owe an apology to Lane because he was ready to rock, ready to ship the stuff out tomorrow, and I'm like, Lane, we got to do this a little bit differently. So I'm publicly apologizing to Lane for blindsiding him, changing my strategy last minute for the giveaway. But Lane is such a sweetheart that he's not mad at me at all. He's not mad at me at all, and he's just rolling with the punches. So let's say what's up to everybody in the chat, and then we'll get started with that. We got Ryan, the collector, in the house. What's up, bro? Thank you so much for being here, as always. The classic popcorn emoji, that is your signature, and I feel like you've been doing that ever since we started, so it's great to have you here, as always. I hope you're doing well. We got my boy David in the house. David's been kind of updating me on his progress. He's been just building out his collection in his new house. He's got a brand new house that's beautiful, and he's just been building his displays up, putting some stuff out on display, just doing a great job, and his stuff is looking really good. So, David, congrats on that, dude. It's coming along nicely. We'll have to have you back on the stream soon once you have a little bit more time, because I know you're killing it over there with your collection and stuff, and just having the new house. We all know that's a big thing. But thanks for being here, as always. I appreciate you. We got OG fan, a moderator, a longtime hotline hottie, dropping the love for me and everybody else in the chat. And 3 times, OG, you're too kind. Yes, guys, the most important person here on the panel that you need to subscribe to, of course, is me. And OG is reminding you because he's dropping it 3 times. But OG, I appreciate you, my friend. As always, thank you for being here. And guys, if you didn't know, if you're a hotline hottie, I did do some hottie exclusive holiday themed videos. I thought they were fun, just something to do, and I feel like I should do more membership related videos, and those won't be like unprivated. Those will be just for you guys, and that's how I'm going to do it, though. Because I know some other guys like to share the wealth a little bit, which everybody does it differently. But for me, if it's going to be like member exclusive, I'm going to keep it that way. So anything I do for the hottie stuff, it's going to be member exclusive, and then that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't had a chance to watch it already and you're a channel member, I thought they were fun little videos. And I gave some updates and stuff on my collecting habits and things like that you guys might not otherwise see. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. My boy Valk in the house. What's up, Valk? A channel member and a good friend. Valk is the man. He's always chatting with me about something, whether it's talking about salmon or collecting, whatever it is. We're talking about something. Valk, what's up, dude? Valk says, good afternoon, guys. Let's have a fun live stream. Hey, Connor, good afternoon. How's it going? Good evening for me. It's 7:10 p.m. EST here. That's the happy hour, though, here, 7:10 p.m. EST. Thank you so much for being here, as always, though, Valk. We got Mitchell Lawrence in the house. Love the Paul Atreides profile picture. I know Owen and I were talking about the Hot Toys.
I'm fiending for it. I was gonna
say, dude, like, it looks pretty good, but I'm like, man, I just want my in-art one now, and I know it's not going to be here for another year and a half, but like I want it. I haven't lost my hype for Dune. You know, sometimes you watch movies and you're like, oh, that was a fun movie, and like I might get a figure from it. I just, you know, and I've got like the gurney in my collection, and I keep looking at that with no Paul next to it, and I'm like, come on, man. So, yeah, it's tempting, but I'm gonna hold off myself. But I hope you find one for a good price, because I know you just want it now.
Just need Jeremy. Jeremy's to tell me when.
Yeah, see, you're more of, I mean, I'm definitely an impulsive collector, but you're like on a different level where you're like, dude, I'll pay for it, I'll get it now, I'll sell it later. Me, I'm like, you know, I'm selling the old versions of figures to get the new ones, and I'm trying to be smart about just waiting for something I already have on pre-order. But I totally get it. It's like, I've been feeling that a lot lately, especially with all these like solid releases, like the Spider-Man 2099. That almost got me. I almost hit up like Toys Assemble or something, be like, yo, let me get one of those now. But I have one on pre-order, so I'm like, I'm gonna wait, because that figure just turned out so awesome. We got Yomo in the house, a moderator and a good friend. Yomo says, what's up? What's up, Yomo? Thank you so much for being here, as always, bro. I appreciate you. Happy holidays, 1-6 freaks from my boy, Boba Fettuccine. What's up, dude? Happy Winterfest over here on Hot Toys Hotline. I need to stop with that, because I know none of you guys play Fortnite. I know none of you do. Unless Owen's friends pop into the chat, and then they'll understand the jokes, which I'm sure they will. They always do. They always do eventually. And then here I am being called out for being 1 minute late from definitely not in the detail. Do you like? I always like wonder if like you want me to say if Chunker is you or not, but I feel like
it's just I have YouTube Premium on that account and not on the detail.
Yeah, I always wonder if you like want me to say it or not, but then I'm like, he doesn't care. So yeah, Chunker is in the detail if you guys don't know
it's
already.
my secret alt.
Yeah, his alter ego.
Yeah.
Christian Crosshair Cooper, one of our newest hotline hotties, courtesy of Lane. Christian Crosshair Cooper, the GOAT, thank you so much for being here. And he's also saying what's up to our boy Justin. I know he's always over there in Casual Friday chat hanging out. I was actually not rewatching, I was watching the replay of Casual Friday today when I was considering doing a TikTok, and then I got so pissed when I was taking all the accessories out of the Mark II box that I just put it back, and I just finished watching the Casual Friday stream. So that's what you gotta do sometimes, man.
I'm gonna have you put that in writing, man. I gotta put that. I gotta get that quoted, man. That's a great.
Frustrated
way
with
to
filming your TikToks?
I hated doing this other thing, so I just decided to finish this other thing I was kind of watching.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes, man. That's what I do sometimes. What's up, Pedro? Pedro, that's a saucy profile picture, man. You might get yourself banned from YouTube with that. I don't know, man. The TOS is getting stronger, but thank you so much for being here, as always, my friend. I always mispronounce your name. Lael, I don't know. I know we talk on Instagram all the time. Are you from Maryland? I just noticed you have the Maryland Terps tattoo. Are you from Maryland? I didn't know that if you are, because that's where I'm from. I've said it to you guys many times. I don't know if you knew that, but correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name, because I don't know. And I didn't even say the hashtag. That's crazy. Oh, so this is the Fortnite guy here. King Ego 20. That sounds like a Fortnite player.
Yeah, he is.
It sounds like a Fortnite username. That's crazy. Yes, and Pedro's favorite, hashtag hotline confirmed. He's always spreading these rumors that I confirm this stuff. It's crazy, man. We got Gio in the house, the movie canon. What's up, Gio? Gio is a channel member and a good friend. Gio, I appreciate the support as always. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with us. And guys, check out Gio. He does amazing live streams, you know. Here I am without even a green screen. My head's clipping and stuff. Go over to Gio's channel. He's way more professional than I am. I'm just having fun. Gio's having fun and being professional at the same time. He's just showing me up left and right, man. But thank you so much for being here, as always, Gio. We got a longtime channel member and another great friend. We got Moose in the house. Moose says, hello, community of collectors. Artisan Moon Knight secured. Bane in hand, another coming. Also have Revan, the flight officer. Soso Toys Kingpin, iconic Jailhouse Rock Elvis from the mail. Dude, I don't know how you keep up with it. I think I'm crazy. You know, Owen gets a lot too. And I don't know how you keep up, bro. I don't. Because, you know, Moose has like the craziest collection. I always cite his Jazz Inc. Batmobile collection because he's got like every single one, I think, including the Batwing. Moose has a goated collection for sure. Moose, thank you so much for being here as always, bro. And of course, we can't have a Batman heavy stream tonight without my boy Batman Collectibles in the chat. What's up, Batman Collectibles? Batman Collectibles says, evening panel. Exciting time to be a Batman fan. Yes, it is, especially with the Clooney and Chris O'Donnell stuff. That, you know, we were expecting it because obviously we got to see him previewed at events, but it's great to know that it didn't make its way to the graveyard and never come out. But I was pretty, after we got the Batman Forever figures, I was pretty sure that those were going to come out eventually. So I'm excited to get those in hand eventually. We got Jordan Skinner in the house. She's poking fun at Owen. She said, "Owen, where's your ginger in-art Joker you love so much?" Yeah, Owen got like the worst luck ever with the roots of the in-art Joker. His was just like pure red. Mine, I had like 3 rooted sculpts in hand at one point, and only one of mine was like super.
They all had a little bit though, didn't they?
They all had. I
remember you
showing
me.
Yeah, they all had.
Mine is like completely ginger.
Yours
He's soulless.
is like the whole
no soul.
head, the whole head at that point. Guys, the comments are pouring in. I'm doing my best to get to them, so I apologize if I'm being slow here. I think we're getting through them quickly though. Let's see. OG fan dropping everybody. I appreciate you dropping the links for Owen. OG fan, you're always on top of things. I appreciate you. We got Christian saying thanks for the membership. Yeah, Lane is such a sweetheart. He's too kind. Let's see. We got Philly. What's up, Philly? Philly Figurecraft in the house. A channel member, a good friend, and a great photographer. Philly does some great stuff over on his Instagram and his YouTube channel. So, Philly, thanks so much for being here, bro. Philly says, "What is up, collectors? Hope you're having a great holiday." Yeah, it's starting off strong. I'm so glad to see that Hot Toys isn't sleeping this year in the month of December, because usually they go pretty hard, but they're going really hard this year. They're trying to end it with a bang. So, some stuff slipped through the cracks, obviously, but still, I think for the most part, they're having a really great end of year as a company. So it's really exciting, man. And thank you so much for being here. I feel like I'm missing another message from Jose. Oh, there it is. What's up, Jose? By the way, happy birthday to Jose Plus. Jose, big happy birthday to you, my friend. Everybody in the chat, say happy birthday to Jose. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether it's for the whole stream or just briefly. Jose says, "Hello there, fellas. My birthday, so I'll be out and about, but I'll definitely catch the replay." There we go. Well, Jose, thank you so much, bro. Have a great birthday. Enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully you get some sort of figure or something for your birthday that you're excited about. I know. I feel like I should have came prepared. It sucks because I got this hilarious Mike Tyson Christmas sweater. We had a bunch of people over our house the other day for like a ugly sweater party. And it was like skin tight on me. Like, I guess not in a bad way, but I don't want a sweater to be skin tight. And it said Merry Christmas, and it was perfect, but I had to return it. It was too small. I can't be a tool and walk around with a skin tight sweater, dude. I had to return it.
Dude, that should be a members only post.
Right. Just a picture of me
for the hotties, man.
Right. Maybe I will. Hey guys, hope all is well. Happy holidays. What's up, Tom Dale? I know Tom just got his InArt Superman, so congrats on that, bro. It's so funny because Tom was like, "Dude, Hot Toys should take notes from InArt on the packaging." I was like, apart from the plastic underneath the armpits, because that was very foolish of them to do that. I still can't believe they did that. We got Justin, America's sweetheart, the GOAT, if you will. Justin has been a channel member for 9 months. I appreciate you, bro. And Justin, I did not let you on the stream just because you're a channel member. So I just want you to know that, dude. And same for you.
That's okay. I figured, but he's
like, dude, maybe I should
just in case.
Right? He's like, dude, maybe I should see if I can get another chance to appear on the show. Maybe I should drop.
He only lets me on every 3 months because it's a milestone for the membership.
Right. Once it renews, I'm like, all right, I got Justin on the list now. I got Owen on the list. Let me see if I can have him on. But I appreciate you, bro, and also Owen as well. You guys are both UK's sweetheart and USA's sweetheart. Top sweetheart NA right there is Justin. Owen has been a channel member for a year, so that's literally when the channel membership opens. So I appreciate you, Owen. Maybe one day you'll cancel it if I stop making videos of my Christmas tree, but until then, I appreciate you, bro. It's too kind of you. I appreciate all you guys. Like I said in my channel member videos, like you guys spending money on me every month. As someone who's trying to make a little money from having a channel membership, I don't do a great job at promoting because I always say like you're really not getting that much for your money. But I'm trying to make that better for you guys. So, what's up, JB? JB says howdy. I appreciate you for being here as always, JB. We got King Ego just randomly saying Khonshu. I guess he likes Moon Knight.
No, I've been waiting for a Khonshu for like 6 months. He's memeing, saying it's never coming. It ain't coming.
It's been leaked apparently.
No, you linked Chunker. You're so far behind on the comments.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even see that. That's crazy. Philly says, "Damn, it's a close race at the end. At the moment." Oh, that's right. They're doing a poll right now, guys. Go vote for the Tumbler. We do not want the '97 Batmobile. We want the Tumbler from Jazz Inc. Sorry if I'm crushing your dreams, Go vote for the tumbler, guys. We want the tumbler. Come on now. It's not to say that he's not going to do either one. It's just like, which one should he do next? And I feel like the 97 has lost so many times. It should just be out of the running, and we should just focus on the tumbler. But last I checked, the tumbler was winning. But let's see. Best Batmobile win, 222. Okay, so he is saying tumbler's still winning. Okay. Yeah, so guys, go vote for the tumbler, or if you want the 97, vote for that. I think Yost said it would be like 5.5 feet long. Like, where are you going to display that? Nowhere. That's the answer. You're not going to display it anywhere. So, guys, I'm just scrolling through. Sorry if I miss any of your comments. Of course, as I see you pop through, I'll say what's up to you. West Michigan Collector automatically gets 1,000 bonus points for having the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man profile picture. That iconic, like, gold lens reflection is just, it's the best. I love that artwork. So, thank you so much for being here, and what a profile picture. We got Machiavelli the Don. What's up, everybody? What's up, Machiavelli? That name reminds me of, there's this hilarious like duo from Baltimore, which is where I'm from, and they make these videos, and the dude's name is Panther King the Don, and he has this like, he makes these outfits, but they're out of like handbags. He'll like cut up a handbag, and he's got like the handles to the handbags around his neck. He's got like pieces of the bag around his, it's hilarious, dude. And that's how they start every video, like Panther King the Don. It's so funny. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well though. Yes, sir. I'm right outside of DC. It's pronounced like school, but with an L instead of SCH. So Lul. Okay, I think I got it. Lul. That's dope though. I didn't realize you were so close. Your profile picture has been the same ever since you started watching, so I should have noticed that, but I guess it never caught my attention. Once again, Big Dog Pound, Chris cannot be here to give you your grand introduction with the belts and everything because he's slaving away on the UPS truck, having a rough time. So I'll try to do my best. I'm going to back up the microphone as always. Woo! What's up, Big Dog Pound? Thank you so much for being here, bro, as always. Always getting everybody hype. Every time he shows up, the hype just goes crazy in the chat. So thank you so much for being here, as always, bro. A former channel member, I should say. He'll probably win the channel member giveaway at some point because him and Yomo are just neck and neck with like the most wins. I think we can all agree with that. But a moderator and a good friend. Thank you so much for being here, Big Dog Pound. Longtime channel member as well. We got One Adam 12, and One Adam 12, my boy Adam just hit 5K subs. So congrats on that, Adam. Thank you so much for being here, bro. I hope you're doing well on this fine Tuesday evening. We appreciate you for hanging out with us this evening. I think I got mostly everybody. Like I said, guys, I'll do my best. If I missed you, there's just so many comments. 50 people watching. We haven't looked at a single figure. So that's how you know we got the Avengers level panel tonight. Adam says this is a very special Christmas episode of Hot Toys Hotline, right? I mean, basically, we're almost there. You know, who knows? Maybe something will go wrong next week and we won't have a stream, so this might be it. Who knows?
Wait, Connor, that's not your real background there?
That's what I'm saying. Like, Lane is trying to...
That's so realistic, dude.
It's definitely not the Fortnite Winterfest background. It's definitely not. Like, I don't know what this is, dude. It's, like, projected on the wall.
Yeah, dude. Dang, man. That's a hell of a background.
Haters. That's crazy. Does King Ego actually collect Hot Toys, or he's just like a master troll? And
no, he does. He does collect.
He does.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that'd be actually.
He's got TikTok and everything.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know. Like, I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he wants people to know his name. But someone that is a watcher of my channel and has been for a while, that also has a TikTok, and he does pretty well on TikTok. I had no idea, and he told me the other day, and I was like, what?
I'm just going to use that from now on. If somebody questions someone else's credentials, I'm just going to. He's got TikTok and everything, man. I mean,
right?
Yeah. Of course, he's a police officer.
Just random dude walks in your house. It's okay. He has a TikTok. It's fine.
Was it Jogrin?
He's qualified.
Was it Jogrin too?
Yeah, Jogrin too. Yeah, he's got a TikTok as well.
Okay.
Dude, Lane would kill it on TikTok. I feel like people would really like him.
I really think so as well. I really do.
All right, guys. So how we're gonna get started? Like I said, we're gonna, before we look at any figures, just a real quick announcement. And Lane has a phrase prepared. And I'm going to say this, guys. To make it easy on me, you don't have to, but if you would like to make it easy on me, put this in the comments after the stream ends, but you don't have to. I will do my due diligence and go through the live chat. But we're going to be giving away 2 figures, courtesy of Lane, because Lane is America's sweetheart. #1 sweetheart, NA, bar none. Lane is giving away 2 awesome figures. I'm going to let Lane remind you. I don't want to take Lane's glory. And again, I want to apologize to Lane because I completely messed up his original plans and I changed it last minute. And I appreciate Lane for adapting and not cutting my head off before the stream started. So Lane, there's your public apology. I know you didn't ask for one, but I owed it to you. Lane, tell them what they can win, and then I'll explain. You could say the phrase, and then I'll give them the details after that. So tell them what they can win. Tell them the phrase they have to comment, and then we could tell them. I'll tell them all the stipulations and everything, and save you that.
Yep, sounds good. So, we will be for general subscribers to the channel, or is it to the channel or in the Facebook group?
So the channel. So anyone who subscribes to the channel who comments this phrase, they could be entered to win the first one.
Okay. So that will be a Kenobi Purge Trooper. Will be the one that will be available for, basically everybody comment on after this stream and everything. In a couple of weeks, we'll do the actual giveaway stuff. Give Connor enough time with the holidays and all the hubbub that's going to be going on around with that. And we'll get that squared away. So it also gives you guys a couple weeks to watch and actually comment on it. So that'll be one of the two figures. Now, for members, there's a second giveaway, which is for members only. So if you want to be able to enter into this, you do have to become a member. Or if you know anybody in chat who, you might want to try and gift a membership out, do a couple of those and stuff. Get more people involved in it. We are giving away a sealed Hano Wolverine brown suit figure. So that's limited to 1,500 round the world figure will be given away to members only, though. So you have to become a member. I'm going to guess if they do so in the next couple of weeks that they'll still be included for that as well.
Yeah, so when it comes to the stipulations and stuff, I'll explain that. That way you don't have to go through all of it. Owen's got dibs on Wolverine. So, Owen, this is unfortunate because Lane, what was our official decision on the international thing with winning the figures?
Unfortunately, it will not be shipped international. Shipping will not be international. Now, that's contingent.
Man, this shit's rigged.
So I'll say this, Lane, to make him feel better about it. This is what I'll do, guys. This is what I'll do. Whoever wins. If you are international, you will not be able to receive the figure, but I will give you $65 to any comic shop of your choice. Or if you don't have a particular comic shop, I'll just send you $65 on PayPal, and you can buy whatever you want with it. That way,
people also get a FaceTime from Lane.
That might be able to be arranged. Lane, you're gonna have to meet. Lane's got a busy schedule of autograph signings.
Gotta sweeten that pot a little bit for the international.
I know.
Fans of the
hobby. Hang out with this sexy.
That's way more valuable than $65.
I don't know.
I know. Like an autograph from Lane.
I honestly think I think it'd be better if we get promised a FaceTime with Wolverine mode Mike with guaranteed cigar and everything, and like 30-minute stream with Mike in Wolverine cosplay and mind mode. So he will.
That would be the most horrible thing anyone's ever won, but I would do it.
And 10 cameos. 10 cameos, so you could use them for whatever situation.
Yeah. So now the statement to put in to help you enter in will be Christmas jeers.
Christmas jeers.
Jeers.
Okay, so Lane, go ahead and type that in chat so we have it in writing for everybody, and I will explain the stipulation. So like I said, guys, because we're going to respect Lane's wishes for the international stuff because it is a bit of a hassle to ship the stuff and it's very expensive. But like I said, if you're international, I'm not going to exclude you guys. If you win one of the figures and you're international, we will have to pass up on you, but I will send you $65. Or if you're like, hey, I'm a big fan of Sideshow, or I like this comic shop, I'll get you something. That way you're not completely out of the game. $65, you could throw that towards a nice chunk off of a figure. So also, I did not tell this, Lane, but I will be adding on 2 more prizes. So $25 for the third winner, $25 for the fourth winner. So there'll be 4 winners total. You guys will get something out of this. I feel like that's a good ratio. So make sure you enter. Xmas Cheers right here. It's up on the screen.
Now, so to clarify, for each one of those 25, will one of them be as part of the
No, third. So they'll be third or fourth place. So if you win a figure, you don't get the money also. So those are also general. You don't have to be a channel member or anything.
Okay, so the membership is just to make sure. So we're clear
just for the John Byrne brown suit.
Okay, yeah. Hano Wolverine figure is the only thing that's members only have to be a part of. Everything else is basically top prize will be for the Purge Trooper from Kenobi, and then we have two $25.
Right. And then, like I said, if you're
prizes.
international and you do enter and you do happen to win one of the figures, we won't be able to ship it to you, but I will send you $65. So that's what we'll do.
Cool.
I think that's the fairest thing we'll do, and maybe we'll give away something else. Who knows? You just gotta wait and find out. But guys, we're gonna give you until January 1st. So once the clock strikes midnight on January 1st, it is closed. Plenty of time for you guys to enter. Like I said, you can put it in the chat. I would appreciate if you also commented it in the actual VOD of the video once the stream's over. But you don't have to. It just makes it easier on me. But you know, I'll make sure that I get everybody who's commented it. So. That's what it is, guys. If you want to win the John Byrne Brown suit, you have to be a channel member, and you have until January 1st to enter and comment that phrase. So, yeah, anybody that comments Lane's phrase, Christmas Jeers, you'll be entered to those 4 different prizes. And like I said, if you're international, you'll get the money, not the figure this time at least. We'll make sure at some point we'll do an international giveaway. Shipping is also really rough right now, international, around the holidays. So I totally understand Lane's point on that. But that's the giveaway, guys. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate Lane, especially for being so generous. These figures came out of his personal collection. They weren't given to us by anybody, comic shops or anything like that. You know, Lane paid for these with his hard-earned money. So, Lane, we appreciate you, my friend.
Thanks, Lane.
An OG fan gifted a membership, and I have to go back to the Clinton Martin, and Clinton Martin just popped in too. So Clinton Martin, congrats, my friend. Now you have a chance to enter into the Hotties specific giveaway. So congrats on that. And OG, you are too kind, my friend. Thank you so much. But guys, we're finally ready to get started. 30 minutes in. Sorry to keep it so drawn out, but it's a special stream, you know. And for a special stream, we got to take a look at a really special head sculpt. And of course, guys, when we're talking about a special head sculpt, of course we're talking about the Antman. So guys, this one is really interesting, and you know, we're gonna kind of have like an open discussion on this one because it's not not too much to talk about at this point. But I really wanted to kind of take a look at this head sculpt and share everybody's thoughts on it. When you look at the original one, I feel like that one didn't look too great. And then looking at this one, I do see some things that I like about this one a little bit more, but I still think this is a very mid head sculpt. It doesn't really look that much like Paul Rudd. Like maybe in the mouth area, I could kind of see it in the jawline.
from the eyes down, it's like this.
Yeah, but yeah, you just kind of lose it.
It looks droopy almost, like with the paint. Maybe it's a little bit with the lighting, but like once you go under his eyes there and get to his chinks, it looks like his skin is all droopy and everything, and he looks like this is Droopy the dog version of Paul Rudd. This is the most unhappy I've ever seen him.
Yeah, and it's almost like because people hated that smiling sculpt so much, they just went to the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, oh, they don't like the smile, let's do this. And it's like, Paul Rudd is such like an expressive actor, and Paul Rudd plays Paul Rudd in every single role. He's just goofy and fun. And this is like not representative of that for me. And it's like almost like if they did Deadpool, like the Deadpool head sculpt, and he didn't have some sort of smirk or something, it would feel off, you know? And that's kind of how this feels. It just still feels like kind of lifeless and not very Paul Rudd-esque. And then on top of that, with the likeness being off, it's like...
But if you look at the right side of his face...
Are there any shots in these?
Am I crazy, or is the right side... just if you split it down the middle, the right side looks pretty good.
maybe because like I guess like that wrinkle and like they're
and the other eye looks bigger to me.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it kind of. I think that's a little bit of an illusion there, or something. Maybe with the head turned a little bit.
Jesus.
But
he does look AI generated in some ways.
It looks like Celebrity Deathmatch Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. I knew Justin would get that reference.
Jesus, yeah,
Classic.
I feel. Well, honestly, this just feels like, in some ways, how the entire Antman line in general, because the movie crashed and burned, that one figure, just because of external stuff beyond Hot Toys control, they just kind of snuck it under the door to get it out. And then these two just were not going to get the full attention or something, especially with so many stuff.
Even the hair and everything doesn't look great.
Yeah, like the part up here looks kind of odd. Like in the
looks like he's wearing a beret, or what do they call that? I don't know.
It's headphone head. That's what it is. It's like gamer headphone head. That's what it is, dude. That's what it looks like.
Do you think that's where they, you pull the hair off the back for this one? Like you
But they
do
can
with,
make it look so seamless. Like I don't know why they've done it so poorly. If it is the case,
Let me jump over to the actual
We'll get to
release
that when we talk about the Bale. Dude's got a zipper head.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's bizarre.
Shark teeth head.
But
Yeah.
but it's so weird because like, you know, the Willem Dafoe head sculpt for the Goblin, it was such a great like job of blending the seam, like you couldn't even tell it was there, and like I don't understand. They kind of went.
They just
backwards
didn't
with
put the
this one.
time or effort into the head sculpt.
That one looks awful right there.
Yeah. But like, you know, they said they refined the suit details. I think the suit looks incredible. I love this suit. And I really love the second Ant-Man suit a lot, but this one just is better to me. I love the colors. And I got the Wasp in yesterday. I was telling Justin, the Wasp looks incredible. And like that head sculpt, to be fair, that one got really shit on. I think it looks much better in hand. I think it's just I'm not a huge fan of how she cut her hair for that film. It's just not for me. I preferred like how she looked in.
Or they had her cut her hair.
I don't know.
I didn't like her look there either.
I feel like that was her, Lane. I think that's like her. It was like her change in style. What's her name? Lily Evangeline, I think her name is.
Evangeline Lilly.
Evangeline Lilly had it backward. Close enough. And Eric Heinke, thank you so much. We have a new hotline hottie. Welcome
Love
to the
being
giveaway,
surrounded
dude.
by hotties. Yeah.
I know, dude. There's a lot of hotties in here. He said, "Why so serious?"
Well, let me ask you guys this, okay? If I don't have this on order, but I would definitely display him with the mask, even if the head sculpt was great. Just because I love the look of Ant-Man with the mask and all, and like, I don't know, like, and what I'm trying to say is like, I guess I wouldn't be so bothered by this head sculpt if I had him on order, because is this one of those helmets that goes over the sculpt, correct?
No, it's got like a little mini eye sculpt.
Oh, it does.
The helmet.
Okay,
Yeah, it comes with
they
a
should have done that with Tech. And some other, you know, Fennec
I hate
and
the
all
ones
that.
Fennec has that. I hate that because like it definitely damages the sculpt. Even if they put foam, just from that light amount of pressure sitting in there over time, it leaves like indentations and stuff.
The eyes definitely look different sizes there.
Oh, like left to right, like his left eye. Yeah,
this lid is like drooping a little bit more too. I mean, maybe that's correct. I don't know. It doesn't look awful here compared to the other photos. I think it looks a little bit more acceptable.
I don't know, it still doesn't look like Paul Rudd.
No, it doesn't look like Paul Rudd. It's more so like it's a decently executed head sculpt in terms of the paint and everything, but the likeness just isn't quite there.
And here's the thing too, man. They go default head sculpt with this character, like you said, super expressive actor. In the whole movie, man, because I even went and looked at some stills and stuff, like promotional images and all that. And like his default face in that movie is almost like this determined look, kind of in Quantumania. Like he spends a lot of the movie. Brow. Yeah, like he has that determined look and everything. And like this, not only is the default sculpt off, like the selection of using this one, but dude, to me, this is almost like unacceptable, man. Like I've been really looking at this and I've really been trying to like find something to salvage it for me. And there's bits and pieces of good sculpt work here, but like it just shows you, man, if one little thing is off, and I don't really know what I can pinpoint, like what is off about it. There's multiple things, but it just goes to show you, man, how one or two little changes can like make or break a sculpt like this. And so for me, there's bits and pieces that I like, but the whole thing, like I said, I just don't see Paul Rudd, you know, like when I'm just looking at this. And so it's kind of unacceptable to me with all the great sculpt work they're doing for other characters. Like I said, I mean, it is Paul Rudd. I mean, he's a big, you know, A-list actor. I would just hope that they would, you know, with what they're capable of doing, this would have came out a lot better.
Yeah, and like I do agree about the furrowed brow, like that Owen said, and also like imagine this sculpt with like a furrowed brow, a slight little smirk, like maybe like a half-cocked smile, like where he's not like fully cheesing, but kind of. Like you said, maybe a little determined
like
looking, but also like, a little bit of confidence, like that type of look. And also, I feel like he looks too young. Like, you know, Paul Rudd looks great for his age, but he looks
he's
a little
ageless.
too young.
He's ageless.
Right, he looks too smooth here. I feel like there should be a little bit more definition and like a little bit of wrinkling and stuff. You know, and I agree with Mike too. I never planned on using the head sculpt for this one because I wasn't a fan of the prototype head sculpt. I knew I was going to use the helmet on this one. So it's like, this doesn't, I was telling Justin this too, this doesn't ruin the figure for me because that helmeted look is what I'm going for. And, you know, after I got the Wasp in hand yesterday, that kind of confirmed it for me because the helmeted sculpt for her looks fantastic. That little preview you get of their face inside the helmet looks really realistic. So,
yeah, I think the Wasp,
but
for me personally, this is just my opinion. I know there's differing opinions on this, but the Wasp head sculpt to me, I thought was great. I actually think
it's pretty good in person. No, it definitely is pretty good in person.
Yeah,
sure.
I think people.
Just didn't like the hair.
Yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
what
Like
it
they don't
was.
like the look for that character. But for this, man, like I said, I have this on order. I'm still keeping it because I'm gonna just decide to have it with the helmet on. But I will say, like, I mean, if you're gonna get, this should have been like 250 then, or like 240, because you're kind of paying for those likenesses for these head sculpts. Like that's what's making this up to 270, 280. I don't know, man. Like I said, I try not to get too negative with these sculpts, man, but this is like one of the more disappointing ones this year. Just
because you were one of the most excited for this one. I remember we were talking about it many times. We talked about the Ant-Man and the Wasp figures coming out, and I know you were really excited. So
yeah, because I mean, I would have bought backwards if there would have been, but I mean, they just cannot get Paul Rudd's likeness right. I mean, it's just like every single one I look back on, and I mean, trust me, it's an easy decision. Like it makes the decision easier to have the helmeted look on,
right.
But it's still disappointing, man, because I mean, again, it's Paul Rudd. It's like, you kind of want to have that in the, collect that option if you want to change up the look. So it's kind of disappointing.
That's true.
It could be the last time we get him. I mean, I know we all think he probably should end up being in the Avengers movies coming, but because Antman and Wasp just crash and burn. Like,
and well, also because his daughter is like, his daughter in the film, Cassie, because she's a thing now, she could be like the Young Avengers version of Ant-Man, and then he'll get phased out.
They may have just retire him in the Wasp, kind of.
Right. So, and this is what, the fourth Ant-Man they've done? Because there's what? Well, there was
the third.
Three.
No, the third.
Was the first film?
Ant-Man
and the Wasp,
and
Civil War. So they did not do one for the first film, or did they?
They did, and that's the one with the openable helmet.
So that one, Civil War, they did one?
Yeah.
Then Ant-Man and the Wasp, and now this. So this is the fourth one. That's crazy. They've done 4 Ant-Man figures.
Who ever thought? I mean, it's so crazy when I say there's an Ant-Man movie trilogy.
I really enjoyed the like
Quantumania.
Quantumania wasn't a home run, let's be real, but it was still fun to me. Like it was fun seeing MODOK in live action looking ridiculous, and
and you got it's the
that ain't coming out.
No, that's not
no, that is not. But it is the one time we actually now whatever we want to say I got beaten. It did show us actually Kang the Conqueror, so we actually got to see like the more traditional supervillain look to him and everything.
Right.
Too. Yeah, always.
That's true. I saw Mike doing the Wolfpack Wednesday over there. What's up, D'Lo? Shout out to D'Lo the Collector. Guys, check out D'Lo. He just put up his collection tour finally. I know he's been working his ass off on his displays. Thanks for popping in, bro. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
The only way to remedy this for me is Baskin Robbins Artisan. Like that's the only way that we can get back
with
to
the whole outfit and everything. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, man. I mean, the more
that's
I
the
look
custom
at this,
with the sculpt, dude. Put the little half hat on him.
We got to have it now.
Little golf hat. Jenna says that's almost like a playoff of Mike's classic name, one of the meme names. Jenna says, "Holy Hot Toys, WTF happened to Paul Rudd?" That's a good question. I think only Howard and JC Hong know that one. Is this the message you were talking about, Ellen?
Yeah, I think it's a really valid point because they've done this a few times now where they're like, oh, this is the updated one. And then like a few hours later, it's
released. Their new strategy.
It's
they
too
did
late.
It with Mantis and stuff too.
Yeah.
They updated which the Mantis was great, but
if anyone has any complaints, they've basically just said, oh, we've done this and you have to like it now. It's too late.
Yeah. And you're gonna like it.
Yeah. So what's the point? They're not looking for feedback or anything. They're just doing it.
Well, you gotta love that about Hot Toys because it's not like in art.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They leave it open ended, and in art's like, oh, you want us to tweak the shoestrings? Hot Toys is like, oh, you don't like it? That's too damn bad. Here you go.
Wait for the 2.0.
Oh, yeah, they're like prime one to statues collectors. Like, hey, we think this. We don't give enough.
With the amount of stuff, I mean, Hot Toys has been listening to complaints more recently, which is a good thing, but imagine every single figure they revise and they had like social media people responding to people, they would lose their minds. They just release and announce too much stuff to keep track of that. In art, it's a little bit more manageable for them because they obviously announce way less. But yeah, it is crazy. Hot Toys is just like, enjoy it. That's too damn bad. You don't like the updates? Sorry, it's released.
They make revisions that no one was even asking for, though. Like, I didn't hear anyone asking about demanding Savage Opress's teeth be sharper, or maybe they were. I don't know.
It's like sometimes it's stuff that you like don't know that needed to be improved because you liked it so much already, and they're like, shit. Like Savage, like you said, they improved that. It looks better for sure. But I was happy with what they presented us from the get-go.
Look at the Hot Toys BVS 1.0.
Yeah, the
promo looked horrendous. No one was really complaining because people still thought it looked good, and then they released it and it looks so much better.
That's what you always hoped for.
And what pissed me off about the post, I got the notification, and it's like, they did this with the Mantis, where they were like refined heads, and that looked incredible.
Yeah,
like,
they killed
that's
that
a
one.
fantastic sculpt. And they did it with that, and we're looking at it, and it's like, it seemed like they thought they cooked with this one, man. Like they were just like, here we go. That's Paul Rudd, baby. It's like, what the hell is this?
JC Hong. This
Isn't even like, again, man, I've been looking at this because I'm just looking right into those dead eyes right there. But I'm just like, I'm trying. There is parts of it where I'm seeing, like, if you kind of put your hand over certain parts, like y'all were talking about, like eyes down. There's certain parts of it that works.
Dude,
man.
I'm telling you, cover the left half of his face, and I can see Paul Rudd.
No,
I don't know how they did it, but the right half is perfect.
That doesn't look like
Rudd. I'm seeing Rudd.
See, I was making kind of like.
There we go.
Wait, that still looks like him.
Just cut it off there. Maybe
it is possible that Paul Rudd has such a like generic everyman.
He was the sexiest man alive.
Handsome guy next door. I know, which is so funny. But you know what I mean. He's like he's not necessarily a guy that, like, if you're walking down the street, he's going to either be like hideously good looking or incredibly, he's
not defined in certain features that
right,
make his face.
Yes. So maybe it's harder to sculpt somebody who is kind of the everyman, which, most of his roles he's cast as the everyman for a reason. He might not be the everyman on the street, but he's certainly like the everyman in Hollywood, right? He's a handsome guy, but he doesn't have like wildly distinctive features, and maybe that makes him harder to sculpt. I don't know.
Yeah,
could be. But yeah, like I said, I think the suit looks awesome. I think like the refinements on the suit, I definitely can see those. I saw somebody got confused in the comments on some post. They're like, "This looks great, but where's the battle damage?" Because they call it his battle suit. So there's no battle damage. They just call it his battle suit. So someone saw the battle and got confused. But I think the suit looks great, but it pales in comparison to this. And I think Owen's going to have to turn his camera off for a second out of pure excitement. And maybe he'll do some default emotes or something. And, the timing is crazy, though. Owen clearly doesn't have faith in the crew here on Hot Toys Hotline because last stream...
I voted it. Way as soon as Artisan was around, I was like, they need to make this. This is coming.
That was crazy because literally the last stream we had a conversation and we were like, and this was the topic. I literally just reused this banner and changed it from a question mark to an exclamation point because the topic last stream that we had was after we saw that new Captain America was announced, we're like, Artisan Winter Soldier's coming, right? And everybody was like, yeah, it's coming. And we had a poll and everything. Most of the votes were yes. So funny how stuff works sometimes. We knew it was coming, though. Once we saw the new stealth suit from the Winter Soldier, we knew this was happening. So this is beyond exciting. I think we can all agree on that. Whether you want this figure or not, how many people have been asking for a new Winter Soldier for the longest time? And I've been holding off. I got which I loved. I really enjoyed. I'm selling it off now because of this one. I really liked the Infinity War version of Bucky. That's a great figure still to this day. It holds up very well. I love the material on his jacket and everything. It's a nice material, but Artisan Winter Soldier, are you kidding me? And I do think with this one, I do think they'll do the two SKUs thing where we get a sculpted version and a rooted version. I think they'd be leaving way too much money on the table. So especially to pair with the Captain America, I think they will do a sculpted version. So for those of you guys that are worried about getting the Artisan, I have a feeling they're going to do both, but we won't know. Once they announce it, they're going to drop at the same time and we'll know if they're doing it or not. But I have a feeling they're probably going to do both because I just feel like there's way too much demand there. This is going to sell very well. I saw some people saying, oh, are they going to do a die-cast arm? I don't want that. I don't want a die-cast arm.
If they did a die-cast arm with the Iron Man joint, though.
Right, it would have to. That's the thing. That's
what
I was going to follow it up with. It can't be a normal body. They're going to have to reinforce that joint somewhere. It would be cool as shit, don't get me wrong, but I'm worried that if they do a normal body with a die-cast arm, it's just going to slowly weigh down over time and loosen up the joint. So it's going to have to be, if it is a die-cast arm, which I feel like it probably won't be, but if it is, it's going to have to be like some...
The sculpt looks soft in some areas on that arm to me, which would maybe suggest die-cast, though.
Huh. Yeah, we really got to get close up to see
zoom
that.
in, zoom
Get
in,
right in there. Get right in there, Connor.
Look at
You
this.
can definitely see the leather texture as well. Looks
at
like
that.
genuine.
There's no shot that this is not real leather. Like they would not disrespect us like that because This is one of those figures that is notorious for flaking. Like, you know, when you think about figures notoriously flaking, the Death Trooper Specialist, the Winter Soldier, the belt on the belt and the boots on Ben Kenobi, the Chewbacca bandolier. Like, there's figures that are notorious for flaking.
Crow.
Right, the original Eric Draven. Let me stop real quick though. Yomo, thank you so much, my friend, for becoming a channel member. We appreciate you. And best of luck in the giveaway. I know you're probably not doing it just for the giveaway because you're just too much of a sweetheart. But welcome back to the Hotline, Hotties. I appreciate you. But yeah, there's figures that are just like notorious for flaking, and this is one of them. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Hot Toys definitely knows better than to give us pleather again on this one. Or maybe it'll be that nylon material. Who knows? If
It looks like leather there, though.
Yeah, I guess you're talking about like in this area here, you can kind of see the grain. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't see a mouse, but yeah.
Even if it's a hybrid of like some vinyl, some leather, as long as it's not that BS pleather, I'm happy. So I did change some plans a little bit with this one. I told Owen, and I don't know who else I told, but I did end up selling. So here was my plan. I'm like, all right, I'm only gonna get the new stealth suit if I could sell my endgame. And I was telling Owen this. I'm like, it's just so goofy trying to get him to hold that Thanos gauntlet. It looks weird. They didn't give you a proper hand to like wrap around the gauntlet. It just looks dumb. And that was the whole reason I got it. And I always preferred the stealth suit look with the blue and silver shield, like that light baby blue color. It just looks way better to me. So I told myself if I could sell that, that's my plan. I'm going to get that one, and then I'm going to get this Artisan Winter Soldier. And it all fell into place. I sold it, sold the endgame one. So I just pre-ordered the stealth suit cap, the new one. I guess that's technically the 3.0, even though, you know, they're from different films. So I just pre-ordered that, and I'm definitely getting this for sure. This is like a no-brainer. You know, with the Moon Knight, I was like, I just sold my Moon Knight. Should I get this? This is one, the moment I saw this teaser pop up, I'm like, yep, getting that. That's happening. So I don't know about you all. I'm sure.
Sorry, Connor.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, what are we thinking, like, as a panel, like, with, you know, I've had a few people, like, when I went live on this, they were saying, like, are we sure it's going to be Artisan? You know, we don't see that, like, tease they did with the Jack Sparrow, all this stuff. I personally think it is going to be. Yeah,
yeah, but it could be.
Hair.
It's not the first time it'd be wool hair, but not Artisan. It'd be Lady Pool and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice as well.
Yeah,
that's true. They could do that.
And
and Jack
Woman.
Sparrow. I guess that was considered DX Artisan.
That was before Artisan, though, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah, but she was wool with hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but this, I feel like they're gonna do 2 SKUs for sure.
That's what I was thinking. I was gonna say, let's say for argument's sake, it is gonna be Artisan. My prediction was if they do Artisan with this, if they do 2 SKUs, I'm thinking like 3,000 for this. But I mean, do y'all think it's gonna? Do you think that's a good, like, the amount of
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Joker
trying to
was
say?
the most so far, right?
Yeah, I think at 4,000 for that.
I could see 4,000 for this one, honestly. The demand is certainly there.
It depends. I think with Hong Kong collectors, they know that the Dark Knight sells like anything. People will buy anything over there for Dark Knight, whereas maybe Winter Soldier is less of a surefire hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3,000 minimum is a good number, though. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
because that's what I was saying. Like, Joker, I mean, that is the Joker, you know, and like Jack Sparrow's Jack Sparrow. That's 4,000. How much was the Harley Quinn, the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn? Was that 2,500?
I think.
That's
Okay,
pretty low.
Yeah, but I mean,
3,000 seems to be the sweet spot if this is going to be an Artisan drop.
They did do like 6,000 total for Black Widow.
Yeah, that was
That was
That was an
Yeah.
interesting release.
The
Yeah,
SKU with the
announcement.
separate SKU with the Iron Man gauntlet was very weird.
The
That was
special
bizarre.
edition having like twice as many was like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to use that ever. Like, I would
Nope.
never display Black Widow like that. But I'm
I
just
do
excited
think we
to get
get
that
this, and I do think we get this full announcement. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if we got this full announcement tonight, dude. I mean,
Yeah, I was going to
think
say
we're
Ray
getting it this
Lurtz
week for
is.
sure.
We need an official prediction. I'm going to say Hot
I'm
Toys
saying
is gonna
tonight.
I'm going to say they're going to take a breather this week, and this is going to be like a pre-end of the year bam next week. Like, they're going to be like,
They might
surprise,
have other
motherfucking-
stuff to actually put out. of the week. So they seem to be putting out like several figures.
This will get announced before the new year. That's what I'll say. This week I was like, I feel like they've gone so hard. I feel like they're gonna take a breather and maybe put up a video of a Cos Baby or something and call it a week. But
More Squid Game, but Cos Babies. That's what I'm waiting for.
I know.
yeah.
Like
They're
I was
cooking.
hoping for some 1/6, bro, and of course it's Cos Babies. Every single time they get us with like those unique IPs, they're like, we got some cool stuff cooking from Squid Game too, and then it's Cos Babies. Shocker.
Yeah, we're all speculating like, what could they do in 6 scale? We're like, man, could they
Frontman,
go here?
maybe?
Could they go there?
Yeah, and then it's the friggin'
It's like we got plushies.
right. Yeah, did you see the Frontman plushie we came out with? Like, damn, dude. Figure It Out says, given the price of Artisans, they should offer a sculpted because I feel like a lot of collectors are priced out of those figures that are 400 plus for sure.
100%.
This is one though. I think Hot Toys probably knows that people would go out of their way to spend the money because it's such a sought after character for a lot of people. Like I said,
I think the hair is a big part of
Yeah.
the aesthetic of this figure in particular as well.
that's true. And I do agree. I remember Jordan Skinner. She was saying that like it'd be cool if they included like the raccoon eye sculpt and stuff too. I hope that they do. See, that's tough though because 2 sculpts with Artisan is unheard of right now.
Unless they can do some kind of... Well, you could remove the hair actually on the original Winter Soldier. It was
Yeah, if they can make a
sculpted
removable hair piece,
little
that
wig.
would be cool.
I will
Wouldn't that be
say, man,
crazy
I
if
think
only
that
the
this...
sculpted one had that.
Yeah, and I just think this is going to look phenomenal, man. They have been able to get the Sebastian Stan likeness great with all the Winter Soldier stuff, all the Bucky Barnes stuff. I think this is going to look incredible, man.
Other than the TV show one, maybe.
That one just had weird
I don't even count that one.
proportions.
I don't even count.
But,
a little
like,
sketchy.
I'm telling you, the Infinity War one holds up really well. That likeness is great. Like they did a great job. Even like his beard looks really nice. The hair looks really nice. Like that's an awesome figure. Bailey says this will be a grail for me as I haven't been collecting for long. I mean, this is even like longtime collectors. This is a huge announcement. Like I said, like I was just joking around with Owen because he just bought a Winter Soldier and like a full leather outfit and everything.
12 hours before
Right,
this was
right.
announced, by the way.
That's why I was busting his balls. I was like, dude, you should have paid attention to the stream, man. We were right there talking about it, but it wasn't based on any like inside info. It was just like pure speculation because they just announced the caps. I think most of us are probably okay. Well, Winter Soldier's happening now.
Would you guys agree that there's still a market out there though for sculpted hair? I mean, we saw people pick up the Aragorn, the Batman, and some people just prefer sculpted hair and saving a little bit of money as well. So
Absolutely.
I don't know.
There's
I
definitely
really
market
do
out there.
want Hot Toys to always give us an option when they do these. Like I feel like I want that Anakin sculpt, and I don't necessarily want to take the chance on the hair, but I would love that updated sculpt. So
I
think
do
there's
feel
some
like
market.
when the hair is like Aragorn's, where it's directly in the face, you have to look at it no matter which angle you look from.
And it's like
I think that's where
Potter,
Rooted
too.
comes into play.
Harry Potter.
Don't get me wrong.
Covering the
I would
scar
choose
is
the rooted on
ridiculous.
that for sure. And I love my rooted hair at Batman as well. But I guess what I mean is like, I feel like both should exist. In other words, like I guess maybe I'm burned that I didn't get the Anakin, and now I don't have a chance to get him at least the consolation prize of the sculpted.
I think
No,
that,
I think
I think there's a problem optically if someone takes a picture of a hot toy and it's got the sculpted hair and it perhaps maybe like the Paul Rudd one, it doesn't look great in the way that it's been sculpted. I think optically it can make Hot Toys maybe look worse rather than taking a picture of a rooted hair figure and saying, wow, that looks like a real human being. Outside in looking, they'll be like, well, if that's what Hot Toys is capable of, I'm more interested versus if they look at sculpted Aragorn and say, oh, InArt looks like a normal 1/6 scale company.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
It
I personally
definitely
think
carries some
that
weight.
they're gonna have to do that. I think that look, it's the writing's on the wall. We're just getting every company's going super artisan premium stuff. Like every company now.
I think they're still hashing out their production for rooted. Once they get that down, everything's gonna be rooted eventually.
Yeah, and that's gonna be. I've been saying it all year. That's gonna be
Yeah, I
the
think you're right.
new deluxe, and then
Yeah.
that's just gonna be the standard for their new artisan deluxe, whatever. And so I do think there's gonna be a huge opportunity for continuing to do sculpted hair. I still think we're gonna get these just artisan drops, but if they're gonna start giving us artisan a lot, which I'm guessing they will in the next couple years, I definitely think that they need to have that sculpted version. Personally, because again, man, a lot of collectors a lot of collectors are gonna tap out if all you're offering is $450 pieces.
It's not sustainable for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
Well,
at least
I think
at
they
least
might be
give
able to go
something
down
with
in
a
price
deluxe base
eventually.
or something.
Yeah,
That'd be nice, man. I would hope so, but at this point, if people are buying it for $450, why would they go down?
Why would they go down? Yeah, but I think that overall they'll be able to reduce the prices from like just in demand. But you look at Rolling Eyes, that was a big feature at one point, and now it's on everything.
Yeah, that's why the DX line has been like watered down.
Oh, it died.
All those features have made their way, which is a good thing in terms of the features making their way to normal figures. But it's a bad thing for DX because it's like, you know, the DX used to carry so much more weight. You know, you have that amazing unboxing experience. You got like the special piece on the front of the cover that pulls off. You got like the artwork, the special artwork on the box. It's just a different time for DX now, but. Some good points made. X-Man did point out, completely forgot about this. Beetlejuice does have 2 head sculpts, so I guess that's possible. I guess they certainly could. I would pay a little bit more to get that raccoon eye sculpt. I definitely would, because if you're gonna give us like the ultimate Winter Soldier, which this will be, like I want everything you gave us before and then some. So
yeah,
you don't have to give me like a, you know, I love that they do that and they just leave out like an old Dio display base. That works for me. I don't give a crap about the Dio base. What I want is everything you gave me before. Like T1000 is a perfect example. Had they given us that with like no motorcycle outfit, I would have been pissed because I'm like, you did this before. So at least give us everything you gave us before. I'll be perfectly happy. Let's see. Rick says, I like how Hot Toys are releasing Hot Toys from the MCU when the films were good before 2020. Yeah, I mean, the MCU is not in a good place right now. And also we're in between like all the new stuff that's coming out. So this is like the perfect time to reel people back in and give us some stuff from the glory days of the MCU, you know, and like perfect timing for this one. We've all been waiting for this forever. People are still buying destroyed Winter Soldiers left and right and upgrading them and stuff. Like, you know, it's an everyday occurrence because it's such a sought after character. So why not? Why not?
And I'm excited we're getting like not just the team up stuff. It's like, you know, we're getting Iron Man 2, Black Widow. We're getting, you know, the Winter Soldier license, you know, from the Winter Soldier movie. So like,
it's like they're looking at the best looks of each character. That seems to me like that's the route they're going down.
Which is the route I would like to go with my collection now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need, this is all Infinity War. This is all Endgame. I just want the best, my favorite. And, you know, that Black Widow, that checked that box for me. I'm like, that is the exact Black Widow I would want right there.
Well, that's what we're getting to, Connor. I mean, with,
right.
Lines now, dude, if we're going to start getting, like, again, I go back to the 400 plus on every, like, I think that's what a lot of collectors are having to navigate this upcoming year is like, you know, at least I am. I can only speak for myself, but yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like, do I really need, like, this character from each movie, you know, or do I want just the definitive and there's no secret, this is the definitive Winter Soldier figure,
right,
by a wide margin.
I would just say Winter Soldier / Bucky, like, period. You know, you could
that's what I meant.
Out, you know, but just filter out the rest of them. For sure, I totally agree.
Yep.
Maybe that's what they're doing with these more expensive lines, though. They're looking at which one is the one that every single person wants.
Yeah, who's asking?
This is the Captain America. This is the Winter Soldier. This is the Black Widow. And they definitely look at
the secondary market sales and stuff like that. That's all part of marketing in their sales data. They definitely look at all that stuff, so they could see it.
It just feels weird, like they would do, though, like Moon Knight from a series over 2
Moon Knight is strange, but
that was extremely random, and then
I think it's just the Mr. Knight they had the
Knight
sculpt
out of nowhere. Yeah, and I think it's also Oscar Isaac is such a fan of them. I think that kind of speaks home to them, and they probably worked with him on it, which makes it cool. That's like part of the reason I got it, because Oscar Isaac is like he's a Hot Toys collector. He's been wanting a figure of himself forever, and then we got the Moon Knight. There's no head sculpt. So he's probably freaking over the moon right now. He's got 2 figures of himself, and like there's an artisan release. He's obviously going to have it in his collection and stuff. So it's really cool. Those figures are really exciting. And yeah, Blue, that Jinx is really cool. I've never seen the show or played the actual League of Legends game, but that figure is very impressive to me. I feel like I don't want to, because I don't want to buy into any more lines. But she looks incredible. I love her animated styling. You know, I'm a big fan of the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse stuff. I love the styling of those figures. It just speaks to me. So she kind of gives me that vibe. So I'm really excited for it.
Y'all been collecting a lot longer. I just got a quick question, if you don't mind, Connor. Sure. Like, because I want to hear y'all's opinion, because y'all been collecting longer than I have. Do y'all feel like, I've been kind of saying, like, you know, that new Scarlett Johansson sculpt for that Black Widow, like the other Black Widows have looked pretty good, but this one, like, they just knocked the sculpt out of, like, it's amazing looking, in my opinion. Do you think that when they get a great sculpt like that, they plan on using it for multiple, like, kind of like we talked about with Oscar Isaac? Like, does this mean we have a good chance of getting a Poe Dameron next year announcement or stuff like that? Or do y'all think that just doesn't really matter?
I don't know where they sit, because they certainly lost money with the sequel trilogy figure. So I don't know if right now they would even consider going back to it. I don't know. I would love to see a Poe. That's a figure I've wanted for a while. I have a whole sequel trilogy collection in my displays for a representation from those films. I would love to see it. I don't know. They certainly could reuse the sculpt, maybe like make it a little bit younger looking. But who knows? I could see it.
Is there a precedence of using a sculpt from one property to another? And by property, I mean, for example, Iron Man 2 to Avengers 2012, even if it is the underlying sculpt. I can't think of one.
It's kind of, I'm sure there has been. It's probably harder for us to know what assets they reuse on the back end, because maybe they're like,
they have to pay the sculptor and everything, and
right, yeah, who knows? Like, there's obviously a lot that you could see have been completely resculpted by a different sculptor from the ground up. But like, imagine like all the Tony Stark sculpts they've done. Like, I'm sure they've reused some assets from those.
Oh,
like,
actually, I changed my answer. Tom Holland upgraded suit, Far From Home, No Way Home.
Yeah,
so I guess the precedent is.
And I was gonna say, at the minimum, they have that great, like, once they get a sculpt down, like you just said with some of these other characters, like Tom Holland, that red blue suit, I thought the sculpt was fantastic on that. Like, once they get the sculpt down, once,
that's a good sculpt.
I feel like
just
even if they
everything.
make like exactly, man, like that's
like
what
Iron
I'm
Spider,
thinking.
which they just did actually, basically.
Yeah.
You're right.
That Oscar Isaac sculpt, to me, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but just the promotional images, man, I think that looks phenomenal.
Oh, and
so
the
I would
hair
just
looks awesome. That curly hair that he has in the front.
They reuse
and
hair
Oscar
sculpts.
Isaac's been-
Yeah,
They do. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. 1-to-1. Yep. Bestman Luke and Snowspeeder Luke. Snowspeeder Luke and Bestman have the same hair. Yeah.
That's true.
And not only interchangeable, but like they fit the same, yes, but they're exactly the same sculpt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely happens. I mean, it makes sense, though. If it's the same character and you feel like you did an honest job on it, why not?
Especially for the artisan. Just change the hair.
That's true, because it's such a different look, a more realistic look with the rooted hair, so it's definitely doable. Shout out to Steve, now figures in Phantom, but truly evil sneaker, a channel member, a good friend. Steve says, that's the hardest thing to resist with these artisans for me, is I want a lot of the definitive versions of characters. They've done that a lot with these. Yeah, and the other thing for me, I've said this before, for someone who has had multiple versions of characters and then I get the new one, it makes the other ones to me look like shit. And this happened to me recently with Tom Holland. I opened my red and blue suit finally, and I was like, I do not want these other figures anymore. It looked better in every way. The suit fitment was better, the proportions, the way that they handled the neck seam for the mask, just everything looked better, the likeness on the sculpt. So I'm like, it makes no sense. And like the in-art Superman, and I know it's Justice League versus BVS. When I got that BVS Superman in, I did not want the Justice League one anymore. It made it look so fake, like in terms of the proportions and the muscles and everything. It really put it in perspective. Now, the black suit isn't as bad because they did fix that body. His arms aren't like flailed out at the sides. They're closer to the body. And like I've been able, a lot of other people did this too. I'm not the only one, but put like the laser eye sculpt, the heat vision sculpt on the black suit and have him with the it's a great look. So I'm keeping the black suit, but that happens to me in my collection. It's like I think I'll probably feel the same way about like the Endgame Black Widow. Like I'll probably feel like I don't want it anymore because the artisan will show up and it just completely shows.
I think Captain America is the biggest example of that for me.
Captain America, yeah.
The first Endgame Cap is such a huge difference over every other old one.
And that one got a second stab at that one because they did the original like D23 version that had all those issues. They fixed a couple of the issues, but even then, like it wasn't perfect. And then it's crazy. They just keep making changes to this stuff, and it's like stuff you don't notice until you see it, and you're like, well, I can't unsee it now. And now I look at my figure that I have in hand, and it's not as good. So,
and that's what's wild with how quickly their production turnaround is becoming. With like, and again, I haven't collected as long as y'all, but just based on what I've done like my own research on and stuff, like the years between characters getting a new sculpt or whatever used to be a lot longer, and now it's like, I feel like you could get a new Tom Holland, like you just said with Iron Spider. Like we're just getting so much quick turnaround, man, that it seems like you're constantly replacing, unless you just want all the different multiples of characters.
I think innovation is a lot faster than it was 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, good one.
There wasn't much.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's very true. It's very
catching up to play within art.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of that
Allegedly.
too, for sure. There's about to be 3 to 5 art. Dude, I'm all for, like I said, for those who are fans of rooted hair, the artisan stuff is welcome to me because I do think it looks much more realistic. And, I used to not believe in the rooted hair at all until you actually experience it and get it in hand. And you're like, damn, that looks good. You know what I mean? Until you actually experience it, it's hard to justify that price difference. We're going to move on from the Winter Soldier, though. Great conversation. The Winter Soldier is extremely exciting. I cannot wait Justin's got end of this week. I'm going to say Hot Toys is probably going to take a bit of a break this week, and I'm going to say before the end of the next week we'll probably see.
I say Friday.
Friday. Okay, Friday.
Like
Justin, I think Justin, you said tonight, right? You said you're going.
Yeah, I was hoping you forgot, but yeah,
the
tonight.
smile when I said that. You're like,
I'm gonna probably go more. I'm gonna play the more conservative game. I'll do by the end of the. I mean, quote conservative view that we're saying within the next like 2 weeks it's gonna come out for pre-order. So, but I don't think Friday is I don't feel Friday is like a crazy day because that always feels like when Hot Toys likes to do Tuesdays and Fridays, they seem to like to do their.
Yep.
Please log in by 12
exactly.
o'clock, 1 o'clock to have your computer practically commit suicide as you try.
Like Sideshow might announce it tomorrow on a Wednesday and say, 10 a.m. or whatever it is Pacific time.
hey everybody, it's dropping while you're at work. That would suck.
Yeah.
And I feel for those that happens to. It suck. Okay. For once, Justin and Steve agree. Steve is saying Winter Soldier tonight as well, even though Justin kind of rescinded that a little bit. I guess he's going back.
No. I'm doubling down now.
Doubling down. Okay, you and Steve go down. The ship goes down together.
But wait. What does that mean? That they're going to put it up for sale tomorrow morning?
No, we're gonna get the full promotional images tonight, like the official announcement.
Oh, that's what we're talking. Yeah, that's gonna happen, and then it's gonna go on sale Friday. That's my prediction.
Friday.
Yep.
It's happening now. I mean,
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yo, this would be a good figure.
So Jenna, I actually there's a third-party version of this. We were actually talking about it. That's weird that you brought this up. We talked about it this morning. Owen and I were talking about it in the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group chat. There's a figure on pre-order. It's Steve Rogers with the gray coat, and he's got the trash can lid as a shield. It's so dope. I'm really excited for that figure. It's like certain characters. It's so hard to like resist these evolutionary figures of them. It's like I'm saying like, oh, definitive Steve Rogers, and then figures like that drop, and I'm like, that's so freaking cool because that's like the whole story of the character. He had he had so much heart, but he didn't have the brawn. He had the brains, but not the brawn, and that's why they chose him to. It's
kind of why you can't just like replace him with someone else, but whatever.
Right.
So dumb.
Too soon.
Right.
It's so dumb.
So guys, we got a really exciting Jedi Master announcement this week with Plo Koon. How exciting is this? I mean, I'm down for any Jedi figures, but I'm so glad that Hot Toys is going down the route of just giving us all the Jedi Masters, and Plo Koon is one that I've been resisting. The old Sideshow one honestly aged okay because he's like an alien creature and not a human, but this one just looks amazing.
Okay.
That right, people did a lot of customs with that one, just reused the hands and the sculpt, but this guy looks incredible. I saw some shots of him at Secret Base, and he looks so good even in their crappy lighting. And I love that they continue to give us the Jedi like general armor, because I love it and I don't love it, because I keep buying 2 of these so I can display both looks, one in the Clone Wars display. Clone Wars is so special to me. I'm willing to spend that extra money to do the armored look. So I have 2 Mace Windus. I have 2 Kit Fistos on pre-order, and then I ordered 2 of these. So really excited to get this guy. We're slowly filling in that classic lineup. And even if you're a fan of like the Tartakovsky Clone Wars, like now we need Kiadi Mundi, Amagundai. We need all these guys. We need to just
love show. Bring them in.
I know. Ayla Secura. Like there's so many they could do. Shock T. And I feel like they're going to. Like if we're getting Kit Fisto, and then Saesee Tiin, They teased him as well. I actually have a photo of that I'll show you guys. Like, it's just, if they're doing, like, so at this point, we need one more Jedi to complete that Revenge of the Sith scene where, Sidious goes ham and fights all of them, and kills all of them in 2 seconds, other than Mace Windu.
The corkscrew saber,
the freaking Palpatine disco lightsaber dance of doom.
When I remember when I was a kid, me and my buddies used to jump in the pool like that. It was so cringy, but it was hilarious. We'd go, and we'd like jump into the corkscrew in the pool. But yeah, so we just need, after the Saesee Tiin gets announced, we just need one more Jedi, and we have that we could recreate that scene. Imagine someone gets like one of those like really sturdy stands that you could like manipulate really easy, and you just have Palpatine flying through the air like that.
Yeah, that looks sick, man.
Oh yeah, his Revenge of the Sith look.
Get Zord on that, man.
Dude, this guy, I know, right? He could definitely handle that.
Man, he called you out.
Yeah, geez, he just like
Steve, this dude
Hey,
is
no
such a
LOL or
hypocrite, man.
nothing, man.
He's
Damn.
right. There's no LMAO, no haha, none of that. You know what, Steve? You do the exact same thing as me. And also, Steve, yeah. What's up, Sneaker? You are not Figures in Phantom. You're evil Sneaker.
He's trying.
How come they can nail his likeness but not Paul Rudd's?
Right.
Exactly,
Right.
man.
That
Exactly.
goes back to my
A
theory.
giant space mutant rat.
Well, I'm
Something
Plo,
him.
like Plo.
He's got some defined features. In
He's very
fairness.
much the everyman in the Koon
Right.
family.
Yeah,
But
I've heard of how the Kildorians are just like, you know.
The girls see him on Coruscant. They're like, every time
Yeah.
he walks by. And he does that. He does the Rizzler.
Oh,
The
Yeah,
Riz face.
the one thing I have with this guy, I do have a little. The only like kind of concern I have, is maybe having to switch out the robes to the Jedi costume could be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But other than that, that's like the only thing.
His robes look
Yeah.
really nice too. Like I feel like out of all the ones they've announced, his robes
drape.
fit the best. Yeah, they
Yeah.
drape really nicely.
I've
on his
ordered
body.
both of these already.
looks like the Obi-Wan
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sith one.
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And then we get a tease for
And they show wiring in that.
Commander
other one,
Wolf
which is awesome,
after
too.
all this time, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I want both of those right there. Wolfpack.
yeah, anything Wolfpack, anything 212th. I'm waiting for them to do the 212th. The 41st, I would love to see some 41st
that
stuff.
Umbara, what is it? The Umbara, what is the type trooper?
The ARF trooper?
Umbra?
No,
Or the
Force
ARC trooper.
The
Umbros? I used to wear those.
yeah. Well, I always thought it was called Umbara,
Umbara, yes.
but not the ones from the ones that use the same helmets as the Purge troopers from the games. The 212th. I'm forgetting the names.
You're not talking
Not
about Purge
Sky
Trooper, are you?
troopers. No,
As someone
but
that
the
isn't a
ones
Star
wear
Wars
the
fan,
helmet-
you guys are just saying shit.
Yeah.
You guys are just
No,
saying
no.
words.
No, but they're like not the Sky Troopers, but the ones that wear the same helmets, the clones. That wear the same
Okay. I don't know the
helmets
exact
as
name.
Purge troopers.
Honestly, if some of the Utapau troopers, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the Utapau. but
See,
they're-
OG's got
they're-
us.
Yeah, they're OG. What are they're the Utapau something trooper? That
Saul
wearing the
Guerrero
other-
would be sick. I agree, Jenna. I love,
Yeah.
especially in
He feels
Rogue One. Saul Guerrero would be amazing. Forrest Whitaker, he did such a great
Yeah.
job in that role.
That would be like for 10th anniversary for Rogue One in a couple of years. He feels like
Well, you know,
he
we're getting
already
Jyn
Galen.
Erso's father, so we're getting Galen Erso. So it's possible
Yeah.
if they're going to do a Galen. If I don't
So,
get that Galen, I will
Airborne
be pissed.
Trooper. Okay,
I'll be
yeah,
so
the
pissed.
Airborne Trooper. I think
Utapau
it's
Airborne.
Sky
There you
Trooper.
go.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Oh,
Airborne
Honestly, Lane,
Trooper.
I had no idea what you were getting at because I was like in the middle of a thought.
Well,
and
I
it
was
just
going to
went,
say Sky Trooper. I was thinking Sky Trooper. But
Well, that's why
the
we have
name.
OG here. He's the OG
Yeah.
fan when Star Wars was just Star
But
Wars.
Sky Troopers are killer droids from Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Eric's locking it in, guys. Eric is locking it in. He says Winter Soldier, Wolfpack, and Commander Wolf will be up on pre-order this week. You heard it here first, guys. Hashtag we're gonna steal a line from the chat. Hashtag Eric Heinke confirmed.
Yeah,
That's what we're saying.
knowing our luck, Commander Wolf is going to be like Commander Skort. They're going to do 2,500 of them, and he's going to be an exclusive. That's like $280
Right.
bucks or $270 because he doesn't.
Would
come
not
with
surprise
that.
me. What's up, Joe P? Joe P says my Bane arrived today just under the wire for 2024. Congrats on that.
Nice.
I think off the racks. I think he said he'll be getting his soon, so I should be getting it. I have Beetlejuice on the way, which I was pleasantly surprised. We're not going to take a look at it today. They did actually fix the hair a little bit, and they actually put up like instructions on how to
Wait, you
to
got yours
manipulate the
today?
hair. Not yet. It's on the way. My Beetlejuice is on the way though.
Oh,
They
no,
did
I
a
need
good
to
update
check them.
versus
I-
Ant-Man.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Beetlejuice looks better than the friggin' Antman head sculpt. I was actually alluding to this person earlier, Owen. This is who I was talking about earlier. What's up, KT Collect? So this is someone, KT. We've been chatting for a while. I remember he reached out to me a long time ago. He was like, dude, I love your channel, blah, blah, blah. And he bought a figure off of me. And then he told me that he had a TikTok. And I was like, what the heck? I had no idea that he had a TikTok. And he's like killing it over there on TikTok. So check out KT Collects on TikTok. Maybe we'll have to get KT on one day. We'll get the whole TikTok squad. We'll get Kazuma. We'll get Kazuma and the Shiesty. We'll get KT on here. We'll get Owen. We'll get everybody. But what's up, KT? I hope you're doing well, bro. And congrats on that. KT got like the craziest deal ever on that custom Ghostface that I have. I paid $400 for that thing. He got his for like $260. I don't know why.
He was begging for a Ghostface too. I'm sure.
I know,
happy.
and he was gonna buy the Y Studio one. I'm like, dude, Y Studio's figures.
I told him
garbage.
not to.
I'm like, please do not buy them. Those figures are garbage. So I'm glad he said he almost pulled the trigger on. I'm like, I'm glad that you didn't. That would have made me sad. Yeah, Plo Koon is sick, dude. I can't wait. The other thing I wanted to show real quick before we move on from Plo Koon, guys, we're going to be speeding through some because we still got Batman to talk about, and that's going to take us a little bit, I'm sure. This is the tease here, and I did edit this photo a little bit. Like I turned up the color balance just so you could see him more because he was kind of blurred out and colorless in their photo. This is the tease for Saesee Tiin, and he's also now up for RSVP on Sideshow's website. They did just put up an RSVP for him earlier today, so this one's coming soon. But what a badass lineup. Like, it's so awesome that they're going this hard. And I could now probably see them doing another Yoda because it's easy for them to do. I have the Attack of the Clones Yoda. I love it, but I'll buy
Artisan Yoda.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they could technically call it Artisan because he has the little baby hairs on his head. They technically could do that, but we'll see. You can't get the Ghostface now because you spelled my name wrong. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, congrats on that, dude. That's awesome. I know you're in between the Sideshow one, which is still a fantastic figure, but the one you got is way more accurate, and I know you're a big fan of Ghostface. So, by the way, guys, 70 people watching. Right? Yeah, you spell a lot of people. It's
CONNAIR.
Yeah, get it right,
I'll
dude.
spell it.
Con Air. That's such a great film, dude.
Oh yeah.
Featuring Nicolas Cage. Guys, 65 people watching. If you haven't already, please consider dropping a like on the stream. I would very much appreciate it. We got to pump them numbers up for an awesome stream during the holidays. But yeah, Saesee Tiin, guys, RSVP is up. If anyone feels like dropping the link in the chat, moderators or anyone else, I would appreciate it. Also, I completely realized that I didn't say hi to our boy Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare. It just popped in my head. I saw his comment and I didn't read it. So what's up, Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare? We miss you. I hope you're doing well. I know we've been chatting with Sean, but
Miss you, Sean.
We miss you.
Yep.
I hope you're doing well, and we can't wait till you're back. What do we want to jump to next? How's our time looking? Okay, so we're gonna do this next because I know Owen is just so pissed, and he has
Quick
to
question:
talk about it right now.
Who's getting all of these, real quick, on this panel? I know. I am. You are.
Anything
Connor.
Star Wars, I'm just gonna drink up. You already know that.
Is anybody else all in on these?
I'm holding out for Shmi Skywalker.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
Waiting for Glub Show.
Dude, you with the...
Yeah,
I'm passing on all these.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still not, but because Plo Koon got announced and they have the Clone Wars look to him, I'm probably going to get it. I was going to totally pass on Fisto, but if I get Plo Koon because I really kind of want to get him, I have to get Fisto at least minimum.
Yeah.
To go with.
Thank you, OG.
So
I'm
probably going to be in on something now. Saesee Tai or Saesee Tiin, like that guy. All
I
I
think
know
it's
about
Saesee Tiin.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
Saucy Tiin.
all I know. Yeah, all I know about him is he took a lightsaber to the face like a chick. He's not even a cool like.
You just sounded like Negan for a second.
Yeah,
He took that like a chick.
Yeah, HK40. If HK47 were to come out, man, like that's day one. Like that's going next to Revan. Man.
Yeah, that with Revan would be like the ultimate pairing.
You know, a lot of these guys are like Cantina characters for me. Like you don't know much about them, but they look cool, and you kind of want them in your collection. That's how I feel about these. So,
dude, I was gonna say, man, if you're on the fence, you got to get these, man, because again,
I'm getting all these.
Might not be made again. Yeah, I mean, we might not see these.
I just don't know. It's because of space concerns a little bit right now, and I have like 30 figures on order. I thought I was cutting down, but like I just got coming tomorrow like a freaking black suit Spider-Man.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Jenna's comment.
Yeah, that one was special for Justin.
I think it's supposed to be Shmi Skywalker.
What's up, Ash? How you doing?
But it's one of those things where, like you said, I did have Darth Sidious, but because I had so many figures on her, it's canceling the Clone Wars.
I know Lane. I know he'll buy all of these and he'll sell half of them after he gets them.
Shut up.
No, but that's not even like ragging on you.
People do that.
You are very conscious about your space, so I just don't see you going all in on this line and wanting to keep it because you're going to see cooler shit that you might like more, and you're like, you know what? I don't need the
it's
whole
one of the
lineup.
things. I'm getting the black suit, and I'm probably going to get the anti-venom, even though everybody calls it the
So
Spider-Man
that's gonna take up a lot of your space for sure.
Yeah, but I'm more likely if I go in on the Jedi, I'm probably going to find something else to get rid of, because I think that I'd be worried if I get those guys actually in my thing. I'm worried like I'm doomed. Like I'm just, I'm going to be
Yaddle.
Jaime Shakti. I'm a Yaddle, baby. Yeah, we can
Yaddle
get,
would be sick.
Yeah.
I'll take any Jedi, dude. Any Jedi, anything Star Wars. I'm just an idiot and I buy everything. That's like the
Yeah,
only thing
that's
I don't cut back.
my problem, too.
Jedi and Sith are what I'm gonna always gravitate even more than clones or something.
See,
like
I'm
that.
just in the point with like, because there's still so many like characters from Star Wars I don't even have one version of yet. That's kind of my strategy with Star Wars for next year is like, I got them all on pre-order, Grievous, like getting those characters first. And then, but I'm sure y'all already have a lot of those characters. So that, like I said, this is cool that they're announcing.
I got
like,
it's great for
characters.
you, Justin, because you're getting so much new stuff to where you don't have to backwards collect a lot of things because it's just all coming out. You're getting freaking new Terminators, new T-1000. You know what I mean? There's all this stuff coming out. It's like you don't really have to do a lot of backwards
exciting.
collecting. It's very exciting. Like
These knees look familiar, no?
that's what my knees kind of look like.
Imagine looking at those every day.
Right?
That would suck.
Guys, shout out to our boy Figure Hideout because he was really grinding out videos this week. Like,
Yeah.
I think I have 3 videos pulled up of stuff that he did.
Jeez.
This is the
Did he
Armory,
do an
guys.
English? Did he do an English version of this yet? I know he does, but
this is not in English. But I know he
this one's not.
Eventually do an English version. But
yeah,
this. So I have my gripes about this set, right? So number one, I'm not a huge fan of the head sculpt. I don't, and I'm not. Some people are saying it's terrible. I don't think I personally would go that far. I don't think it's terrible. It's just not quite there for me. Like there, a lot of the details that you would expect for Bale are there. That unique scar that he has under his eye, the wrinkles, and like, yeah, he does do like these goofy expressions with his lips, but this like lip expression, I imagine more while he has the cowl on. Like that's more of like a cowl expression to me. I didn't want to see this.
It's what they kind of did with the original Armory.
Right. And
it's kind of got a bit of a mouth breather thing going on again.
Right. And like, yes, Bale does do that with his mouth, but again, for me, that's more characteristic of him and the cowl, and it makes more sense because you have to be more expressive with your mouth. Like all the actors that have played Batman, they talk about the adjustment period of wearing a cowl that covers most of your face and how you have to act a lot with your mouth. So this makes more sense for that, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I would have preferred like a subtle smirk or something, not that dead look. And it's like, obviously,
that looks so poor as well.
Maybe for this, it works a little bit better. But I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the sculpt.
Even if it is an expression that he does, and I think it's accurate to that expression when he does it, it's not necessarily what I want in my figure.
Right, maybe not the best choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe like a subtle smirk or something would have been better for me. Like I said,
or just like determination or something, but not almost about to say something to Alfred, which is kind of the look he's got there.
He looks like mid cough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I will say, like, the actual armory itself looks fantastic, and they did actually, it looks like they fixed the salad fingers that were, like, fused to the bicep. I don't hate, Owen and I were talking about, like, the loose fittingness of the clothes. I feel like, especially Owen, who's pretty good at futzing clothing, I feel like you could get the clothing on the shorts and t-shirt look to look pretty decent.
It's the thickness of the,
What confuses me is that little hump in the middle of his body. I'm worried about that.
It's gotta be Velcro.
Yeah, I'm worried about that because in a lot of photos where they clearly just took it out of the box just to show like, hey, this is the out of the box experience, it was very present. So, but the Armory looks great, and like the actual water droplet details close up looks fantastic. I think they did a great job on that. The
realistic mildew effect.
Awesome. Right, the mildew looks great. Yeah, the hinges on the back are beautiful. That whole hinge system.
Yeah.
Right, the hinges they built in the back look awesome.
That's it like that, just where it's like it not fill, where he's not wearing it in the Army looks great to me.
Right, this is a good look. Like it's definitely a really cool set. Like I'm not gonna sit here and shit on this. I'm glad that I pre-ordered it. I'm keeping my order. Nothing here has been like oh my god, they ruined the fit. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like I kind of expected it. And historically, with this particular suit, they've had some inaccuracies. They definitely improved a lot on the body. I'm still not a huge fan of the cowl. I think this is probably the biggest issue they've had with Bale's cowls in general. is this particular suit, and obviously the Begins suit as well, but this one in particular, I just felt like it always looked a little weird, and it looks just so bulbous on the sides. I hate how it like juts out so much on the sides. Owen made a great point though, you know, people like Jackson Zoo who could do a cow for like $80, that would be a great idea and a great business move on his end, because that's a great price point, especially if you like are considering getting whatever offering in art makes in the future. Not having to spend like $300 on an OT Customs cow would be huge for me. So I'm hoping that Jackson comes through clutch again, just like he did with the Begins figure, and do something pretty decent to where I'm happy with it. But yeah, other than that, me personally, I'm keeping my pre-order. I ordered this one. I know, Justin, you ordered this one as well, and you asked me like, oh, you're probably like the only other person I know that ordered this one. I love the look of it. I think it looks great, and you know, we're making jokes about like the do-like texture, but that's what really sold me on it. I thought it looked really cool, and
without that, I think it would look like cheap plastic.
Right, yeah, and you could even see it here. Like that's very impressive. Like from that angle, it almost like it looks like they like used resin.
I think that's what they
droplets.
did.
Yeah, it looks sick. Like they did a great job, and yeah,
I'd be interested to know if it's exactly the same on every single copy.
Yeah, I would probably venture to say it's not, because
it's like how they do their painted weathering.
Yeah, usually you see like with weathering where they
or...
print it on. I feel like with this one, it probably is like they go in and individually do it.
Spray the shit out of it with some clear resin.
Right, like they put like some water down. What is going on? Is that a picture of Beskar Kid with the name Dick? Now I'm confused. Is this actually Beskar Kid, or is this someone trolling? I don't know.
Now, have we asked Mike, what do you think of the knees, man? Because that's kind of what I'm wanting to hear from you is like, did they get the knees right?
Was there a downgrade?
Figure?
No, I think they nailed the knees, man. I'm super happy with him from like the knees down. I think this is a total win. Yeah, I have a funny journey with this, right? Like I ordered this day one. It was quite a while ago when I didn't have as many figures as I have now. And I was very, very excited for it because I said, okay, now I'm going to get the tumbler and I'm going to have like a little kind of Batman showcase, Batcave. This will be the armory, kind of the centerpiece with the tumbler. And since then, I've now acquired like 10 Batman figures, and I don't. Yeah, and I think I'd rather just build my own armory than now to try to fit this one in with Bale basically being Batman. I've come up with another idea that I want to do, which made it easy for me to cancel this set because I'm not like blown away by it, and there's certain compromises. Like my solution at first was going to be to have him have his back towards me and facing the armory, and he can just kind of be the everyman, the every Batman, or every Bruce Wayne. I don't know. There's too many compromises for $600. I was like, I'm actually going to build like a Batcave that I think will look better than what this would afford me personally. Although, again, I think there's a lot of, go ahead.
So I was going to say, Mike, while you're talking, I wanted to bring this up because you brought this to my attention. And real quick, shout out to Big Dog Pound for gifting another Hot Toys Hotline membership. You guys are too kind. And Ash Chase, congratulations. Thank you so much, Big Dog Pound. Ash Chase, you can now enter the giveaway for the John Byrne Brown suit Hono Wolverine. But I wanted to pull this up because Mike pointed this out to me, and because I didn't initially watch any videos, because I usually don't before the stream, but then when Mike showed it to me, I was kind of blown away. This is probably the worst hair seam I've seen in a long time from Hot Toys. Like, what were they? It's
kind of similar to the Mark 6, though. The new Mark 6.
But the new Mark 6, I feel like is not as obvious as this one.
It's blended in better, but it does have just a jagged edge.
But
I thought theirs was pretty lazy
like,
too.
Where's the benefit in that? Maybe it's because his hair is slicked back like that. But I feel like the Willem Dafoe, his hair is not that far off. Like I feel like they could have achieved it different. I don't know. Definitely, that's awful to me.
But then are you only seeing it like that because it's in a light box at that angle?
Oh, of course.
I think,
but I don't know. I just feel like they could have done better. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's lazily done.
Like I said, like yeah, when I'm looking at the sculpt isn't like, I wouldn't classify it as awful. It's just not where you would expect it to be, considering they've done so many versions of this particular character. You know,
I just don't know why the proportions on the statue are as bad as they are when it's a statue.
Right.
Like, you can't futz it. You can't. It's not posing. Obviously, it's just how it's been designed. His neck's too long. He doesn't have
Big dog.
traps.
What a big dog.
You see it here, and he's got no chest. There's no chest
Right.
here.
No.
He has no collarbones. They just got rid of them. He doesn't need them. Apparently.
Yeah.
That is that.
Look at that right there. He looks like he has no rib cage.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Like, unfortunately, I wasn't blown away, so I just had to walk away from it. And I was like, I can invest my money elsewhere. And it was paid off already, you know what I mean? So it wasn't a big deal to just let it come. But again, look at the shirt. There's just too many things about it that just rub me the wrong way.
I
It's
love
that
how
bites
the
me.
arms look. I think the arms look great. This is what I'm confused about. This hump
I'm just
here.
confused why they did this as a power pose thing.
Oh, I'm happy with that because this is the iconic pose from
It's
that
because
scene.
if he had seamless arms, like they would rip over time. I appreciate that they went this round. Like I think the legs look good and the shoes look good. Like that. Like I don't hate this one. It's more so one of those things that I'm willing to wait to see it in hand because I want that armory so bad. And also, I sold my DX19 for this, so it's like I don't have this particular suit anymore. So I'm in it on this one. And I did pre-order the other armory though, but. This one
See,
I want like.
I still have the old one, and then I've got the DX19, which I was planning on putting in this armory and taking this one out.
That's exactly what I'm doing, dude. Yeah. That's 100% what I'm doing as well.
I
mean,
unfortunately did not pre-order this armory.
I mean, like, I think all the points are valid. Like, when you're spending this much money, you know, there's some stuff that, for me personally, you know, kind of like with what you said with Star Wars, Connor, like, you kind of get everything, like, anything that's Nolan, you know, trilogy, Dark Knight, like, I'm just kind of a sucker for that. So, like, even though I do have some of the same issues y'all have.
That was crazy to point that out.
I'm super excited for this still. Like, I still think it's like 90% there, but the 10% that's off is very noticeable. You know,
but they had that 10%. That's what bugs me. Is I think the issues I have with the tailoring and everything, they had it. They showed us it, and then they downgraded it. But they didn't do an Antman update to show us how much it downgraded. They just gave it to us.
I'm just hoping that once we get it in hand, like for those who are sticking with the pre-order, like me and Justin, and I know Owen's trying to get a hold of this.
Oh yeah, I'm feeding for this. I'm an idiot.
We'll be more happy with it because, like I said, okay. So he's showing right here that there's maybe that's the Velcro right there. I think that's maybe what that is.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
also, I want to know if you can remove the arms so you can maybe swap out the t-shirt.
Hey, look! I mean, there's a seam there. How easy it is to pop out. I don't know.
Yank them.
Yeah,
it probably has glue, maybe like heat to pull them off. I don't know.
See, man, I like it. I know you guys complain about the cowl and all that stuff, but I think this Batman suit looks amazing. I love how it looks with that deeper copper. Like, to me, feels more screen accurate.
I will say these guys do look good together with the
yeah.
I don't know.
They do.
That's the money shot from Hot Toys right now.
Yeah, that is good. That's good. But Lane, I agree, man. Like, well, you mentioned it. This cowl. I mean, I never liked this cowl in general, and I think Hot Toys actually made it worse with their update to it, the mouth area. But whatever. It's going to look better in person. I know it is, but I have a lot of issues with this, and they're my own personal issues, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, see, like here's the thing. I loved the DX19, and it certainly wasn't perfect. And you know, until this was announced, like them fixing like the ribbing on the back and everything, and the scaling on the body and stuff like that. Like I was happy with the DX19, and I still think the DX19 is a fine figure. You know,
and I think the frustrating thing is too is like, you know, I think Owen said it a minute ago. Like, you know, they were right there, and it's like, why not just go that extra mile for a piece like this? That's a premium piece and just get it done. You know what I mean? I mean, I think that's the thing that bothers us.
Which is what I think they did with Joker. They did it with Joker. I think they put in that extra little bit of work to just make sure it was a perfect release. And they just didn't bother with
What'll
this.
be curious to me is how do they go from this one to the next armory set? You know, like, are they just going to leave
I thought you just meant another Batman.
No, like, are they just going to leave it the exact same? Or are they going to see people complaining about the cowl and change the cowl? Who knows? I feel like it's probably going to be the same.
You're still going to have an issue with this one. You can't pose it barely for shit, though. That's good. I mean, the suit is always...
And, you know, that's just, the inherent issue with the design of the suit.
Do you think that the chin plate looks very soft? In sculpt and skin texture, considering it's Dark Knight Rises, older Batman, it's a little bit softer than I would have expected it to be.
I don't don't think I mind the mouth plates. Like I said, for me, it's just the shape of the cowl. It's just too like wide on the sides.
They could have done a little bit better work on the lips there. Just that side by side. I probably wouldn't have said that if that side by side wouldn't have been there. But Christian Bale's got like pretty prominent lip. Like y'all said, he does a lot of lip acting. Like he does a lot of
all those like the memes of him where he's like,
yeah. So I would have liked to have seen a little bit there. I'm happy with the suit version, like Lane said. Like I'm looking at my DX19 right now, and this is much improved in my opinion. And I think I'm okay with the DX19. Like I didn't think it was horrible, but so yeah, I'm excited. I think they fixed a lot of stuff. They took a couple of steps forward and then a couple steps back.
I agree. Like I said, I don't think the set is an overall fail whatsoever.
It's kind of like the 89, how there's there's some improvements and some
like the texture on the suit is obviously inaccurate, but then like the proportions are better.
The mouth plates are worse. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, that's a great looking cowl for sure.
Yeah.
So, what's up, by the way? Brick Artemis in the house. What's up, dude? I had a fun time tuning into your show yesterday. Brick does a great job over there. Brick was trying. Brick had a prior engagement. He was trying to come on with us tonight. He felt so bad. I'm like, dude, it's okay. So, Brick, I knew he was going to be here in spirit. So, I appreciate you popping in the chat, dude, because I know you had a lot going on today. Let's see. There's another comment.
I like the new gloves, though.
Yeah, the texture and everything, and the
fitting underneath,
paneling, everything.
And they'll have more posability too. It was always a struggle with the DX19. They were basically just forward.
Yeah,
and I do think when you have this on display, and again, this isn't excusing the issues we're having with this, right? So I'm not trying to say like, hey, it's no big deal. But when you have it in your display, I think that it's going to be like, I'm kind of picturing this with like on a shelf with like my other stuff, I just got Bane in, I got the Catwoman. So like having that Dark Knight Rises like whole display is going to look really cool. So I think that the Power Pose figure, depending on if you want them looking at the suit or facing you, I think it's going to look really good, kind of like when you're not so up close on it, So that's
I agree, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I hate making it sound like I'm saying this is a crap product. It's not. It's going to look great on the shelf. And personally, I prefer this look over the Dark Knight only because it's more Batcave and it's more Bruce to me, as opposed to being like in a suit with like a fancy gold armoire. Like I kind of like that this is like it's wet, it's a little more rugged, That's what I was really looking forward to. So
yeah, and I think by default on every Batman now I'm gonna upgrade the cape. I just haven't been happy with
these ones. This one doesn't look too bad though. I thought the DX19 was okay as well.
It looks better. I think my only issue with Hot Toys is they always go a little too thick on the material. Yeah. Like it needs to be thinned out to look more screen accurate. And that's why like Jackson Zoo and like Tony May, when they do capes, they make them a lot thinner, and that's why it drapes so much better. I don't think visually it drapes poorly on this one by any means, but I just love how thin those custom capes are because it just looks so much more real,
Do you guys think they went a little too green or gold with the carbon fiber areas?
The olive.
Yeah, Owen had brought that up, and and Justin and I kind of mentioned this briefly before the stream started, but I kind of saw some shots, and I was looking into it after I saw like the final product, and like there are some shots where it does look pretty green. So it's like I feel like Hot Toys chose that look from whatever stills they were basing this look on. So it's like you're either a fan of it or you aren't. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It's there. It's just some companies choose to kind of accentuate it more than others. Yeah.
Right. Like, so I'm sure in art will be the exact opposite. I'm sure it'll be darker on theirs because, that's just how they like to do things. But who can make a 1/6 Batcave? I'm sure anyone who gets enough money will make it for you. It's just you got to find the right person. But yeah, this looks really cool. I don't want to spend too much more time on this guy because
I think the issues with the cowl, once you put it on a shelf, sometimes it's as long as it's 80% of the way there,
right? They kind of
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It could be a caricature for at some point. You think about all these people back in the day where they'd see one of those older figures, they were happy at the time.
Right.
It won't matter at all.
It's kind of like when you pre-order a figure and like your excitement fades. It's also like your complaints when you get it in hand. You're so excited about it, you kind of forget about the little nitpicky stuff that you
and you're not looking at it from this far away generally.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
And
your
eyes
see
see
it in
things
real
clearly.
life, not behind a screen. You're seeing it with your eyes.
Yeah.
It's like it was kind of like I said with the Wasp, that head sculpt in person. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. I'll never use it because I don't like the hair, but it's pretty damn good, and that happens sometimes. So
and
this should be one of those. Go ahead,
Go
Chris.
ahead, Mike. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say this would be one of those sets that like makes me want to be able to dim my not detail, my Magic Case lights. You know what I mean? Just to really kind of, like
get it
not having
moody.
control over that really bugs me right now.
Like,
And
that like Christopher Nolan-esque lighting. With the
because everything's too bright, you know. So it'd be nice to be able to dim it and have this really pop.
Whoops.
Yeah, and all I was gonna say was it's kind of like what Owen said earlier about that Joker. Like I think that sometimes like they did such a good job on that like you almost expect it from every release now. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't, you know, because we've seen the quality work they can do. So like now that they've set that bar, you know, it's like anything that kind of doesn't come in at that like level when you know that they can perform that, especially for like an iconic character like Batman, you know. So
no, I agree, and we kind of talked about that when the Artisan Joker release. We're like, well, shit, I hope this like sets the bar, and this isn't just like a flex on InArt to say, hey, look, we could do better than you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And X-Man, the Moon Knight cape is still the best cape Hot Toys has ever done, in my opinion. I love that cape. The wiring is just the perfect tension, perfect thickness. That's the only thing I missed when I sold my Moon Knight figure not long ago. I was like, oh, damn, that cape's awesome. But yeah, I agree. Guys, you know, these announcements are cool as shit to me, and they honestly improved this figure a decent amount from what they showed at the cons, like especially the mouth plates. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but my favorite mouth plate is the open mouth one on this one. They just nailed.
It looks like Clooney.
They nailed that
100%
Clooney.
agree.
That freaking Clooney little smirk that he does. They freaking nailed it, dude. Like
I couldn't believe, Connor, how good that was. I was talking about last night on when I went live for this. I was saying like, dude, there's not a weak link on these three lower plate. The one that's probably
They're
the
good,
weakest
man.
is the middle one. But dude, I was shocked how good this open mouth, you know, almost full teeth sculpt looked, man. And for them to not have a George Clooney head sculpt, you really don't even need it because you see it so well within this, man. So they did a hell of a job with this.
I can hear him promoting Nespresso just out of that.
Dude, and they even did like the accessories too. Like they did the little vine cutter that he cuts the ivy with. Just like so many.
Dude, is the Batarang that big in the movie?
It's ridiculous.
It is. Actually,
it's toyetic. It's toyetic.
One
It's
of his
toyetic,
Batarangs
right.
that he uses actually was also in Batman Forever. I don't think it was this one. It might have been the other one. It's in the accessories, but it actually was reused for this film. The gadgets in this film were goofy as shit, and I remember reading that like these suits and the set design and stuff, it was all very like you know, to appease toy companies. Cause
it was toys first.
It was very toy focused, and you could see that these suits made for great toys. I mean, who doesn't want a pair of bat nipples on a suit, right?
You know what's funny? Did you ever watch the behind the scenes when Nolan says he didn't think that Warner Brothers would give him the okay to have a mostly black suit?
Yeah, I guess because the precedent that was set by Schumacher, like,
or he had never seen this movie.
Right?
Yeah. No.
But dude, like this mouth plate is
phenomenal.
Perfect.
It looks
it's great.
It's so good. And it looked it kind of looked pretty awful in the prototype when they were
It still looked like Kilmer to me.
Yeah, and like
in the old one.
The head shape look a little weird. I don't know what they tweaked, but it looks way better. Like the proportions look better to me. It just looks great. And the fact that
that looks like a real human being right there.
It does.
Yeah. And that looks like a real Batarang too.
I think this is the first Batman in a while where I think they did a really solid job on the cowl too. Like I think they did a pretty damn good job on the cowl. It doesn't look overly bloated.
Why can they nail this cowl and then not do Begins? Okay, what is happening here?
It's the worst Batman ever, and they nailed it. Sorry, I don't like this movie. I don't like this Batman. I hate George Clooney as a human being. I would never have him on my shelf. So this is like the biggest fail of all time for me. But it's a great looking figure. It's so frustrating.
It's a perfect figure. Yeah. I would have liked an unmasked head sculpt. I could have done an Oceans custom or something.
Hell yeah,
that could have been cool.
Yeah. Man, so this actually is Beskar Kid. By the way, take care of Beskar, guys. Check out Beskar, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. I didn't know if it was actually you, Beskar. I didn't know if it was a troll or not, but I appreciate you stopping by and enjoy Skeleton Crew.
I love what they did with the eyes here too, Connor. My bad, dude. I didn't know.
No, you're good. I just wanted to answer his question. 1997 is when this film came out.
See, this is my Batman, unfortunately. This is the one
I was just about to say, man, this Forever were the two that I went and saw in theaters for the
That's
first
what I was going to
time.
say. I was going to say the same thing, dude. Isn't that crazy? This is the first, because, you know, I wasn't alive.
Fortunately, I was old enough. I went to see 89 in the movie theater. So
I'm jealous of you,
Lane and I.
I'm
at least 10 years older than most of you guys. So, like, you know, I was 18 years old when this came out. I wasn't like, I was kind of over it. Yeah.
All I knew was nipples.
Yeah, 89's and Returns I watched
18
first, but like it's kind of like I feel like for Phantom Menace, like it was the first Star Wars I actually saw in theater, so I got to be like around the hype. Same with Forever and this, you know. So again, man, when I was a kid, I thought this movie rocked. I mean, I loved it.
That.
Dude,
I totally get that people have nostalgia for this, and I'm jealous, dude, because these look great.
Hey man, if I was 7, 8, 9 years old and I was watching,
God, I'm old.
Watching like maybe even more, like especially like Batman '89, that one where my bad guy is Bob the Goon.
No, this is way better.
Yeah, versus where the sub bad guys. I mean, I might say a little bit more build up. There's a new villain in Gotham named Mr. Freeze. I might want a little bit more build up for the bad guy.
Dude, they just threw everything in this film.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
Everything.
But where the goons for the main bad guy, I went, wow, there's and I saw him as Arnold Schwarzenegger because I'd seen him in other movies.
Dude, and I just like the energy that these Schumacher ones had, man.
Yeah, they're colorful.
Yeah, it was just
they were unapologetic, weren't they?
Yep. Yeah, and they used the camera angles that the television show used, or like the wacky kind of like
Dutch angles.
Dutch angles.
I mean, as a kid, if I were 8 or 9 years old, I got one guy, which is a big dude with sunglasses and a boombox, and a guy named Bob, versus a killer hockey team zipping around in a frozen museum with like, you know, hockey sticks that can slice. Like,
I just love
slice up statues.
Yeah,
I'm gonna think the killer hockey team is cooler.
I just love that it was just so over the top, and the fact that they threw Bane in there, they threw Uma Thurman as Ivy, they threw.
Oh man, I hate that version of Bane.
I would love to see an Uma Thurman. I mean, trust me, I'd love to see
Mr.
Freeze, but Uma Thurman, because I really want to kill Bill as well.
When they rip the tubes out, dude.
Uma Thurman would be great.
Uma Thurman would be sick.
Figure, man.
These
eyes are fantastic. I just think they did a great job with actually like. You can actually on this one, and maybe it's a testament to the suit design, but you can actually kind of see, you know, Bruce in there a little bit, as opposed to where it's just like, oh, that's the Batman.
The man behind the mask. Yeah, like I agree. Looking at this photo with you, like the middle plate is definitely the weakest, but they're all three pretty damn good.
I agree.
He's not hiding his identity very well, but
right.
Absolutely, it does look fantastic.
Bruce, is that you? No, of course not.
And the sculpt on the actual cow is super sharp.
It is.
I hope that doesn't get softened too much.
I was gonna say it's so crazy because what we saw in the booth, this just looks way more like polished. I don't know what they did.
That credit card is peak.
Oh my lord!
Absolutely
and a specific hand to hold it to is crazy.
Yeah. And I just love the suit having all the muscles defined. Like you got the 8-pack.
Sick.
You just had like it's just so good, man. It's just like
it looks more posable than the Forever one to me as well. I remember not being able to get the arm as high up.
They're very the Forever figures. I have both of them. They're very. The suits are sticky, so you don't want to like have the biceps touching the forearms.
And they've got that crazy finish on them as well.
Yeah,
you can see
I don't ever touch those. Yeah, dust
is it wrong where
stuff.
This feels as posable as the Bale Batman we just looked at?
I think Bale's more posable than the Forever one.
Bale having
Forever is a power pose.
Yeah, Bale having like the hybrid cloth helps a little bit for sure.
I'm 100% posing this with the credit card though. Like that's 100%.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Look, I mean that's iconic, man.
So you might as well like lean into the aesthetic of the film. Like that's cool. Yeah. I think that's fun.
That's crazy. Andreas said he started going to the gym because of this Bane. So he could, I guess Bane wasn't too bad. I enjoyed that Bane. He was just so goofy.
No, I hate that Bane so much. Like that's.
I
he had the build. He had the build though.
Idiot meathead Bane, which is the complete opposite of the character. I mean. For all
well, no, but like you said,
out in trilogy and the Dark Knight trilogy, how his arc ended, that guy was
the best Bane was from Batman the Animated Series for me. That's my favorite.
Yeah, he's
like
good.
Classic,
Arkham Origins.
Arkham Origins,
yeah. But for intelligence and the way the character is from the comics, which is how I read him first for the original source material. That Bane, while his look is a little bit different, nailed the intelligence, the planning, and everything.
Well, I just loved how in this one though, like the script was basically just like every scene was a trailer shot. Like every scene was for the trailer. Like there was no like when you go watch this movie again, like all the villains' dialogue is 100% like, okay, we got to sell this movie, we got to put it in the trailer, like, and I just kind of love that about it in a way.
It was a movie
I love
made
this
for
Robin.
10-year-olds, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Like,
They had a target
It's a
audience and they hit it.
yeah.
And like y'all
It's just
said,
a shame it didn't do well. Well, it depends. Actually, it's probably a good thing it didn't do well because it forced them to stop making these and take a different
And then
direction.
Christopher Nolan was able to
Yeah.
take over later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I said. That's what I said last time. Like I said, like, hey, whether you love or hate this movie or somewhere in between, like you at least gotta like it because it led us to them going a completely different.
Did it
Yeah.
did it do particularly badly? I thought it was just received poorly more than monetarily.
It's a good point. I don't know.
think
I'd have
it
to
was
look at that. It was
I don't think it did as good as Forever. I don't.
No,
think-
which makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
think George Clooney even then was universally like not liked as Batman. Like I
right,
feel like
which made it fun for him to make fun of himself as well. He was in on the joke of
Yeah.
how bad he was. Just
Yeah.
quick question about like see how the suit what the suit is doing there. That kind of
Yeah.
would irritate
yeah.
me. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, you
I will
can't
say-
leave him in this. This is a one
No.
picture and then you put him back.
yeah.
I love so for those of you guys that don't know, Chris O'Donnell played Robin in Forever and Batman and Robin. It was the same actor, and I have
And they
his
just ignored
Batman
it.
Forever figure. Yeah, I have his Batman Forever figure, and I like it. It's a little on the stiffer side, but I do really like it. I love this suit from
Yeah.
this film.
I did
Such
too.
a classic aesthetic, and you can't really tell, but it looks like Hot Toys did get it correctly. It's actually like a more of a blue, not a dark black like it looks like in some of these
Interesting.
photos. It's
Yeah.
more of a blue, so you could see it in some of the photos where it changes angles with the lighting. It's more of a blue color.
Yeah.
I will say my main complaint with this one, I don't think this is quite as accurate as the Batman. There's two things that I have complaints about that I hope Hot Toys can adjust. One, he's
The
too
throbbing
short.
isn't big enough.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say he's not throbbing as much.
No.
He's too short. That's number one. Clooney was not that much taller than Chris O'Donnell, so they made him too short, and you can see it in the photo of them next to each other. You can kind of see the blue hue here in this photo if you look closely.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, it looks
does.
awesome. Like the suit looks really dope. So my two complaints are he's too short, and I think they made his mask a little too thick. I think they need to thin it out a little bit on the sides. If you actually look at like shots from the film, it literally is just like a piece of latex that's like it's an appliance, obviously, that they glue to his face. They made it a little bit too thick with the figure, but other than that, I think he looks dope. The neck seems maybe a neck seal's a little odd looking, but yeah, if they fix the height, that'll make me much happier about it. I'm definitely gonna be picking this up. See, he's not that much shorter.
Do you not
than
think that?
Clooney.
I mean, I know it's a cop out, but an ankle
The ears.
extender. No,
It's-
just an ankle extender. Call it a day.
Right. But I also think it's good for the characterization. It wouldn't bother me. But then again, I'm not like the biggest hardcore fan of it.
He
but-
should be like almost up to here.
Oh,
Like,
wow,
that's what I'm
really?
saying. Like it's a pretty.
I
pretty
just
noticeable
looked. There
height
was
difference.
5'11" and 5'9".
Yeah, that's not.
Okay,
That's not
so
that
it's
far
2
off.
inches.
Yeah, that's not 2
Yeah.
inches. So it's not like a deal breaker for me. Like I'm sure some people who are very much sticklers. on
Aesthetically, it
accuracy-
still looks good. It's just
That's
Yeah,
what I
like
mean.
they
We gotta-
still look
yeah.
great next to each other. It's not. It
We
doesn't
got to
ruin
get
the
that
figure for
picture
me.
of them in that lounge or whatever the hell it is, dude. That's a sick pose.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
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 Did you
I
see
love-
that it
I
still
love
says
the belt.
Batman on the base?
Yeah, I did see that.
in
It's
in
gonna
the
be
overview
another-
shot.
There it is. Hell yeah.
What was the figure that had the wrong name on it? The base. of the wrong
Wolverine.
name on it. No, no,
Wolverine?
literally that one said
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Battle
but there was
Lion?
a figure that literally had the. Oh, it was
The
Sith
501st?
Jet Trooper.
One? Oh,
The Sith Jet Trooper name was on one of the other figures. I can't remember what figure had that name on the nameplate, but they put the wrong nameplate. But yeah, for you guys that didn't notice it, it still says Batman in the promo shot on the base because obviously it's the same base with a different name, so they probably just mistakenly reused that. It was the 501st that said that, the Sith Jet
Yeah,
Trooper.
501st.
And
Yeah.
I love Robin's accessories too, man. I think his accessories look great,
Dude,
like we
I
talked
know.
about, man. It's just a fun.
And he has different
be a fun
accessories
release.
this time versus the
Yeah.
other one had a lot of reuse.
Yeah, they definitely went a good direction because they reused Chris O'Donnell. I like the direction they went with his gadgets and his overall aesthetic. And again, like you can kind of see it here in this photo, that blue hue. I'm so glad that they didn't screw that up and make it flat black because it's not what it looks like in the actual film.
So
yeah.
I looked it up for the movie. So Batman and Robin made $230 million worldwide.
Oh, that's not great.
It was 125 million to make it back.
It did
in
better than
96.
Joker
I'm-
too. I guess.
Barely.
Yeah.
No, but you have to remember that that's before marketing, and this is in 19.
Yeah, but DVD sales back then as well. It would have probably done
Yeah.
quite well physically.
But
yeah, DVDs. I mean, they would get a whole new life. Really, I mean, it was like
Every
another
time.
like that was a huge.
No, I'm
thing
just
back
saying
then.
it was considered a box office failure
Yeah,
at the end of the day. It was a box.
I think it was
For
because
the
they probably
better.
spent so much money bringing Arnold in. Like Arnold had to demand
that
insane
Uma
picture.
Arnold
Thurman was
was
pretty
probably-
big at the time too.
Yeah,
And Alicia Silverstone was pretty big.
Arnold was usually on average for a movie somewhere between like 12 to 20 million at that point. So that he was
but at
probably,
the time was incredible. Like at the
Yeah.
time, like late '90s,
Yeah.
making 20 million.
yeah. And so he was probably, if you look at 125 million, the actors were probably a good 30 million. And Clooney was very big because he was coming off ER and all that stuff.
That's true. That would be VHS at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Well, and
would,
again, this was right before like the comic book craze really got going. You know, with like Spider-Man and X-Men. Like this was kind of like so. It was kind of uncharted waters at the time because we had Batman, we've had Superman movies, but I think that had
And
something
that
to do
was
with it
it.
too. I don't. Yeah, because I mean, it
Before-
didn't tank so bad to where like, oh man, we can't make another one
but
of these.
before
you know? I
that,
think
that was like rights movies like The Punisher. There was like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. You had
Tommy
the
Lee
Captain
Jones,
America movie. You had the Fantastic Four movie that was just made to try and keep the rights to the Fantastic Four that never actually released that Roger Corman did. So you had Batman. You had some of the old, and even the Superman movies went off the edge at the very end with Quest for Peace. So you really had Batman, some other projects like that were made for nothing. And then you had these flare up, and then nothing really till Blade, which was like a year later, year and a half.
Well, this
later,
was
finally
this was
Blade.
before we did like 10 picture deals or like hey, we're gonna sign Robert Downey Jr. to an 8 picture deal or like 7 picture
Right.
So it was probably like one off, and that's what I'm saying. Like just the villains in the last two, the Forever. I mean, they really put the money there. Like somebody said with Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Arnold. Like those guys were like the biggest stars in Hollywood at the time. Like that's what's so wild about it, man. When you look kind of back at that time of these movies coming out.
Yeah. It's a
you don't
different
compete
time
with
for
Jack
sure.
Nicholson.
That's true. Yeah. Competing with Jack Nicholson, you're setting yourself up for
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Jack
Jack
that's the
set
thing,
that
Jack
precedent,
Nicholson
though.
sold that whole movie. Yeah, I mean Jack Nicholson was top billing in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy about that. Yeah.
I mean, he was a big, big time actor back.
Oh,
then.
100%. Yeah.
He was the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andreas, our newest channel member, our newest hotline hottie. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for the support and best of luck in the giveaway. I appreciate you. Interesting point from Joe P before we move on from Robin. Joe P says, I read the other day Arnold got to keep the Mr. Freeze suit for $1, something in the contract. That seems like a very Arnold thing to do,
Yeah.
honestly.
Like
That's
as he
hilarious.
drives his tank.
And I'm very jealous. I absolutely love his suit from this film. And not only that, but the now I'm even happier that I have the So-So Toys robe version because that's going to look amazing with these guys. So, here we go. Another nod to Bane from Batman and Robin. He's just really grilling Lane on this. Andrea says, and thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Andrea says, Bane started me on the path, but now I'm truly a hottie. Right. You weren't, even if you're muscular, you weren't quite there until you got the official title. So thank you so much, my friend. You are too kind. And I have some love for that Bane as well. So we might be the only two, but it's okay. I do too. Yeah, I like this Robin and I like the Batman. This is really exciting
saw
for
Donald
those of us that
crushed
go
it, man.
crazy. He did, yeah, and like his scenes with Alicia Silverstone were really dope too. I would love to see a Batgirl, and they're like, it's so funny how their relationship was like changed in the second film. It was very interesting, but
I just think he did a
definitely
great
cool.
because he was just annoying enough.
right,
Like where you're like, okay, that's Robin. Like, because
Yeah.
Clooney was like, look, she's not in love with you, man. He goes, I'm telling you, man, we're in love.
Yeah.
That was great. And then he was,
But he was
still a
likable.
badass, like in Forever. And that's what I'm saying. He still had like his moments. So I thought he did a great job as Robin.
I
man.
did
I was
too.
a fan of the performance.
and the fact that he was able to do it twice and kind of portray it in two like slightly different ways was very impressive.
And
Yeah.
it takes a
Sicily a
lot.
questionable age as well. How old was he supposed to be? He was somewhere between 15 and 30, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's not like
Somewhere in
Batman
that
the
range.
animated series where you could clearly see, his age as Robin,
Yeah.
Dick Grayson's age as Robin, and then when he became Nightwing, he had the mullet and everything, and he looked way older. It wasn't that
Yeah.
clear in these films, for sure.
As an actor, though, like to your point, he had very little to work with in these films, and like he brought it. He tried to give the realism to this. I respect him for that. You know what I mean? He was definitely
like
bringing
he-
more than Clooney was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm 100% with you. I feel like he like really gave his all in these performances. Like, like you said, some of the other performances it just seemed kind of like, especially Clooney was like paycheck, you know.
Yeah.
So,
definitively the best live action Robin. There's not a lot
I
of
mean,
competition there for him.
We never got to see anything from the Nolan trilogy Robin. We just got a little teaser.
He was Robin by name. Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
you could use this name, I think, Robin.
Beautiful. And then it means nothing. I think these are $265 each, which is great. Like that's right where I want it to be. And I agree. Like we don't need like a head sculpt for Clooney. I think they did such a great job on the mouth plates. I'm cool with $265. Similar price point. I think to the Forever figures, they might have been like slightly cheaper, but I'm cool with that. $265 is right where they need to be. And finally, we get to complete our live action Batman collections. Those who go crazy like me and Owen and many other people that get all the different Batmans. So. This is dope. I'm definitely picking these up because I already pre-ordered them from Off the Racks. And if you guys pre-order from Off the Racks, usually I would definitely pre-order sooner than later because he only has, I think, 3 or 4 of each. He didn't get a lot of these for obvious reasons. But yeah, I'm really excited for these. I think they look great. Something, not a lot of you guys might be getting this, but I still wanted to take a look at it because I really want to give Hot Toys kudos because they really did a complete 360 on this one. And, of course, I'm talking about our boy Miguel O'Hara, the 2099 Spider-Man. Dude, for those of you guys...
They did a 360 on this one.
Dude, like, the original...
you mean
so
it's 360 with them in the same place.
They did exactly what they said they were going to do on this.
They did a 2099 on this one.
There you go.
But... Dude, like, the original one, for those of you guys that don't know the lore behind this figure, it changed twice. So the original one literally looked like a Marvel Legends figure, like visible joints in the torso, visible joints in the bicep area, the knees, everything. Everything was visible.
I still kind of liked it.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I thought, and I loved the character, loved the character. And it's Oscar Isaac. Like, come on now. Of course he did a great job. But I did not like the figure, and I did not pre-order it. Like, and you guys know me, when I like something, I pre-order it day one almost every single time. And I did not pre-order it because I just was not happy with how it looked. And a lot of people were not happy. We all kind of crapped on it collectively for the most part. And then Hot Toys put out an update post, and it looked a lot better. It had this like updated oversuit over the base body, but it looked a little like loose. The suit was like a little loose fitting.
It looked like it was something they did to try and remedy the fact that it had
like
joints.
as like a temporary thing. Like, hey, we hear you. So it wasn't streamlined, but I was still happy because it looked way better. So at that point, that's when I pre-ordered. I did not expect them to go this hard on this figure and just completely streamline the thing. They took away his cheeks, unfortunately.
Criminal.
He doesn't have the Greek god cheeks, but other than that, they nailed that. Like, we call it the Dorito shape because he's shaped like a Dorito. He looks great. The body, whatever custom body they did for this guy, he looks amazing. The suit looks great. I love the material choice. I love everything about this figure. I think they really did such a great job with this. And he just started to get good at the end of Across the Spider-Verse, so I feel like he's going to play a big role again in the third film, even though apparently I think the third film just got pushed back again.
Yeah,
again. Which,
but hey, let's make it as good as possible.
I was going to say, they just literally
agree.
announced the directors today, so I was like, so how is this supposed to come back in March of this year? Exactly.
Yeah,
which was the original plan.
Crazy. Yeah, but like Justin said, I love these films so much. I'd rather them take their time and do the character, because there's so many characters at play here, and we don't want Gwen messed up. We don't want Miles messed up. There's so many characters at play. So, and even where like Spider-Punk left off, like with him, like, I'm out of here. I'm doing something else. I want to see what else happens with him. So, and by the way, how's it going, Molly? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, like the luminous effect looks great. The proportions look great. The head sculpt, surprisingly, I wasn't sure about it. It looks great. Yeah, it looks really good.
Man.
So it's like, man.
I'm all in on
I hate they didn't do the fists, though.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Justin, I know you have been like neck and neck with me in terms of excitement for this, and Brick as well. Brick's really into these films as well. And I know, Owen, I know you like these a lot too. But how do you feel about it, man? Like I said, I'm ecstatic. Like, I'm not going to lie. Out of all the stuff that's been announced this year, this one excited me so much to where I was like almost about to run to HK and get a copy now, because I was just so blown away.
That head sculpt looks phenomenal.
It's insanely good, man. And the thing, I I'll be quick because I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this. But I love that this was the one we were kind of waiting to see. The other promotional images for the rest of them, even though we're not getting all the characters we wanted, which I still would love to get a Gwen from this movie, but we'll see. But
I know we never got the Gwen or Peter B.
I think this came out so good, it gives me hope for the rest of the line. Like, okay, they're putting their resources into this line, like, because this was the one that was kind of the question of like, how deep am I going to go on this line? And when the adjustments were made in the head sculpt, the head sculpt alone is just absolutely phenomenal. And I was going to get this anyway. I was actually kind of, I'm okay with the other one. I didn't like hate it as much as everybody else did, like the first version of it. But this one, I like it. I like it a lot better. But yeah, dude, just to kind of finish up my thoughts on it, like, I do think that now, like, this line in general is just going to look so good. And I'm very, very excited now that we've gotten this one out and it's like amazing looking, that the rest of them, Miles G, Miles, Spider-Punk, like, it's just going to look incredible next to each other, man.
The Miles G is going to be sick. The Prowler, technically the Prowler, that one's going to be sick. Yeah. I pre-ordered all of these day one because I love these films. I feel like the character development, their ability to develop so many characters at one time and keep it consistent, and you just fall in love with every character, whether they're a hero or a villain. It's pretty impressive, and I think this is easily the most complicated design out of all of them. And the fact that they've nailed this one, I'm very confident that the rest will be pretty solid.
I had a lot of questions around Miles. This gives me some hope.
Yeah, and also like Spider-Punk, like, that's a really unique body. He's
I think they nailed that one right in the promo though.
And it's what's the actor's name who's the guy from Get Out, and he was he was W'Kabi in Black Panther. I always forget that actor's name. He's actually the voice actor for
Daniel
something,
Kaluuya.
Yeah, something like
But he's great, and the fact that he voices Spider-Punk is just so cool to me. But Spider-Punk was just, I love his aesthetic, and shout out to Fortnite. They put his skin in recently, and it just looks amazing. And the way that
and the art style, the design of those characters, just how they had different looks and stuff. And again, man, like, this was the one that I was always gonna get it, but I'm very excited that this came out looking so good, especially that head sculpt.
That was a kicker for me too. I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and the final head sculpt looks really nice, and I think they did a good job with like the rolling eyes and implementing that. And Molly, we did, unfortunately, but we did have a nice long discussion on that. So if you kind of rewind back a little bit or wait until after the stream, watch us live, then you can watch later, you'll see we had a nice little segment on it.
And I think they're going to wrap up Miguel's story great, man. Like, I know a lot of people said, like, man, I just didn't like the character because
I loved him, dude.
I was like, well, dude, you got to look at it almost like that third movie, they're gonna, like, trust me, they're gonna like show kind of his arc, like you kind of got to this character like in the middle of his story, basically, when he appeared. And I love the character personally.
I think people just don't like him because he had like that kind of asshole persona at the end, but he was kind of doing what he had to do. Like, you can't really be mad at him.
And that was that's what I loved about that dilemma of, like, you kind of are hearing what he's saying. Like, you don't want it to be this way, but like, what's the other solution?
He's got the Thanos where he's kind of got a point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I think too, I could see where, kind of like you had with Spider-Gwen in the second movie, where you spend a little bit of time with her, like in almost flashback, like a little bit time early on, where we see maybe some time in Miguel's timeline or something to kind of see a little bit more what happened around him.
That backstory,
for sure, because you only got a little glimpse of it.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Dude. Like especially if it's like if it's like a 2 hour 15-minute movie or something, where they spend like 10 minutes or so around Miguel's universe or something.
That would be dope.
And
also, Comic Sans is crazy. X-Men.
Papyrus. No, but dude, I think that also, man, the reason I keep saying I wanted Gwen, I felt like there was enough difference between, even though in the beginning of the movie she still has the ballerina slippers, like later on she's got new shoes, and I just felt like
the
this
dipped
was almost,
hair, the Converses.
I'm just so disappointed in that. Plus Peter B. Parker, obviously, that's the one that like people are just.
So I just ordered. It's funny enough, I found a place that had the third party in stock where he's got the baby like harness on his chest with the pink robe. That's my favorite look for him. I know like that Young Rich is the company who did it. They did like 2 other versions of him, one with the green like trench coat from the first film,
and the
then
one boot.
Yeah, and then they did the other one where he's got his actual suit. They did an awful job on his suit though, so I was not going to get that version. But oh yeah, Brick's looking for the Miles G. Are you looking for the Miles G exclusive or the main suit?
I think he was talking about the main one, Connor, with that head sculpt with like the or the mask.
I ordered all those exclusives day one because I was super hyped for this. But yeah, this guy looks great. I'm really excited for this one. I feel like not enough people were talking about this one. I don't know why I just closed that completely. Not enough people were talking about this one, so I'm really excited for that one. What else did I want to look at? Randomly, well, not randomly, I guess we kind of expected it, but if this will pull, why is this not pulling up? What are you doing? All right, here we go. Not too much to say about it because it's very similar to the Mark II, but the Mark III DeLorean has been released. I think it looks pretty good. I'm worried about making space for this one as well, as I always am with every vehicle. I do have a space for it, but it's like you never know if it's actually going to fit until you do that test fitting. I think it looks awesome. They did implement like a screw inside of the white wall tires to be able to attach the railroad wheels onto it, but it looks like it's pretty well hidden. I would expect this to basically be the Mark II with those few different enhancements that you see in the third film. That's kind of the gist I got from it. There are some videos up on YouTube. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I know a lot of people haven't really been chatting about this one too much. We have a couple more things I want to look at, but yeah, I still think it's pretty cool. I don't know, are any of you guys on this panel picking up the Mark III DeLorean? Am I the only one?
No, I think it looks awesome, but no.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for vehicles yet, but this would be my first vehicle. I've been saying if I get it, my first vehicle is going to be a DeLorean. So.
Oh yeah.
I have the Part 2 DeLorean, and I was grateful enough to get a second batch one that had no issues with the hinges or anything. So I'm very satisfied with it.
I think this is an underrated film in the trilogy. You know, as a kid, number 2 is always the best. As an adult, I prefer this over 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, X-Man. Thanks for hanging out, bro, as always.
And I do think, man, that if you like Part 3, I would be getting this at retail while you can, because I
just think it's the most readily available.
The second one actually has shot up a little bit too. The Part 3 figures are excellent. I love the Part 3 figures. I also have like a 3D printed clock from Part 3, you know, when they were first constructing the clock tower in Part 3, and I love it. It looks great. It's by Rhino Dioramas. He still makes them, so if anybody wants to get it, it's really cool. I did a video on my channel actually a long time ago.
I would also recommend checking out Seconds like every day, because the Part 2 was on Sideshow Seconds all the time, and I think it might have to do with the fact that it's like a bigger box, easier to get dented or slightly damaged.
Oh,
and Part 2s were popping up all the time.
And probably all those returns they got too. People like returning them thinking it was going to be damaged. Like a lot of people probably return it just thinking it was going to happen to them. You know?
Yeah.
And Christian Cooper, who's in the chat earlier, like he told me that he got a weightless conversion on the DeLorean from the I think it was the first movie. Like how many years ago was that? So like just randomly got a weightless conversion a few months ago, man. So it's
the first one I would be wary of getting, because I'm fairly certain when Blitzway does theirs, they're going to do the Part 1 DeLorean. Like I feel like it just makes sense for them to do.
Justin, that might be the one to look at.
Yeah, it's crazy they've been so silent about all their shit. Sure. Like nothing about the Ghostbusters, nothing about the DeLorean, nothing about the Bois. Like I feel like that was like they were going to the con, they wanted something to show off, so they told us very early about plans that they had, which is cool with me. Just to know that the stuff is coming eventually is cool to me. But yeah, very interesting. This is more so like just a bit of news. Caustic Plastics next pre-order. That's
cool.
This one's going up, and then we're gonna see the Frankenstein, Boris Karloff Frankenstein shortly after. That'll be the next pre-order after this. This is John Wayne as the Duke. This is the one I was waiting for. I originally passed on the True Grit one because I love that look, but I wanted like a slightly younger version of John Wayne, and this is just like one of my favorite looks for him. So this is really cool. This goes up for pre-order tomorrow. On their website. I usually buy from them if it's a web exclusive option. I usually get it directly from them. So like any web exclusive stuff I pre-order from them. So I will be picking this one up. I think it's dope. But we don't have any other photos of it other than this. Let's see. Anything
I'm excited.
else?
Anytime like Caustics, I just love what they're doing, man, with all these different figures. I'm ready to pre-order the Bloodsport Frank Ducks,
which they said they're redoing the head sculpt, I think, on that.
They
are gonna put up. Yeah,
but like
I hope they do Bolo
too. Bloodsport figures like incredible, man, and plus getting like you said, they're going in on the Universal monsters, which I'm all in on. I cannot like. I'm very excited to see
pack with the shirt.
That's what I was gonna say. The Maestro stuff. Yeah, I think they're doing
Conan.
a lot of really cool things, man. Yeah.
A lot of my decision making for like letting go a lot of the Marvel stuff is because of the news from Caustic. Because you guys know The Crow is one of my, not the new one, but The Crow is one of my favorite films of all time. And I'm ready for the Caustic one. I sold my Sideshow one the moment I found out they were doing it. Sold off my Sideshow one. When I heard they were doing a 2-pack with the shirtless look as well, I'm like, yeah,
I saw my Hot Toys one the same day they announced it.
I'm like, I will get the best one possible for Eric.
Caustic always does the limited stuff right. Like they give you limited pieces. Each SKU or whatever is a different.
And
there's
it's so
reasons
thought out. So
that's what I'm saying. Like
so
it's
Their
not just
material
a
choices
random.
as well.
Yeah, I mean it's not just
and their
a random,
magnetic
like,
bases
extra
actually
accessory.
work.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Like that's the crazy thing. Like InArt has had all these issues with the magnetic bases. Caustics, I've never had a single issue with any other stuff, and that includes the regular magnetic bases and the diorama stuff I have from them that have magnets embedded. None of them have issues. You don't have to adjust them. Like InArt needs to just buy one of their figures and dissect the base and figure out what they're doing, because Caustics, theirs just works. I've never had any issues with it, and they're so clever. Even with a base where they feel like it's like there's some terrain on it to where it won't sit properly, they'll include like a swap out pair of shoes with stronger magnets. Like, these dudes literally think of everything. And you know, Justin, when you look at like the Universal Monsters stuff, you could see these guys are fans of this stuff. They're not just like, oh, that would be cool. People are asking for that. Like, these guys think of everything. Like with the Phantom of the Opera figure, the Lon Chaney, like the original Phantom of the Opera from like 1925. Like it has the organ as a pre-order bonus. You get the mask, you get the stand for the violin and everything. It just comes with everything. Like they just thought of everything. And
dude,
like,
look at the attention to detail they're doing for that London After Midnight figure. I mean,
like the cobwebs on the grandfather clock,
like
and
a
everything.
lost film. And I mean, you know, shout out to NECA, because I will say, like, if you don't want to go all in on like this expensive of a line, like, because it's going to be pricey, like if you want to still collect it, like they did a really good job with their Universal Monsters line as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but to get it in
NECA's killing it, dude. The amount of stuff they pump out for like Predator 80s films, like just unheard of variants of characters that you'll never see from any other company, is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
One thing I know some people may be tired of talking about it, but I feel like we have to end the stream out on such an dude.
Oh yeah.
So my story with this figure is actually hilarious because it's a recent one. I literally sold my Moon Knight 2 months ago because I decided that I don't need Moon Knight. I love the figure, but it just doesn't fit. And then fast forward to now, Hot Toys puts this up, and I sold my Mr. Knight as well. I had the Saesee Toys Mr. Knight. I'd never even opened it. I sold it to a local buddy of mine. And then this goes up, dude, and I instantly fell in love with it. I feel like this head sculpt is pretty damn phenomenal. I think that, and even comparing it to like the Mr. Knight variant, I feel like this one looks a lot better. With that rooted hair, it just adds that extra realism to it. I already have a plan, which I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm going to put this head sculpt on Mr. Knight, and I'm going to put the actual hood on this version.
Yeah, that's the
The
move.
only thing is, I think this one, the expression leans more towards Mark than it does Steven.
No, it definitely does.
It's almost too determined for.
Steven's definitely more of like a nervous,
Hello, Mom.
goofy guy. Yeah, but
Cheers,
but
fuckface.
to be fair, towards the end, Steven kind of gained that confidence, so you could still make it work for sure. I don't know. I just think it looks phenomenal. Like, it's literally spot on. And I think Hot Toys knew, like, dude, you can't piss off a guy that actually collects our figures. And this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they couldn't do the
That's
Antman.
true.
I'm waiting for the update. I'm waiting for the update post. Make it look like a McFarlane figure or something.
Right.
Oh,
I also
this
love
looks-
the weathering. The weathering, I feel like, adds a
Yeah.
lot to it.
looks great.
Yeah, this looks
Annoyingly, I
phenomenal,
weathered
man.
mine.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, now that's kind of irrelevant. I wish I had the clean one still.
Damn.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this, dude. 2,500. Like I said, I was hyped to get this. I'm doing the same thing with the Mr. Knight because I just have to. Both look so good that like I gotta show off the sculpt somehow, you know. So, but yeah, dude, this is a great piece, and it's just such a random release, man. That's what was so wild about it.
And both of them, we knew that we saw the Mr. Knight at the convention. We're like, oh shit, Mr. Knight, and out of nowhere, they give us another Moon Knight. Like I said, the timing for me is just so bizarre, and I was happy to get him out of my collection, and then like I thought about it, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna want this because I love the head sculpt, and the weathering looks great, and it more so fits as well because obviously like he's an avatar of like an ancient Egyptian god, and you would expect him to be weathered and dirty, and you know he's fighting in sand terrain and stuff like that. So it makes sense to have him weathered up like this. It looks so real compared to the other one. Not that the other one's bad. The other one looks great.
So what are you missing though? There's a base, right? There's like a fancier kind of base.
The base, and there's a crescent moon in the background.
And I'm sorry that it was garbage.
It was made of polystyrene.
Yeah.
Okay. It's cool to make the moon with this cape anyway. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like that base. I wasn't.
I hate it. It's the big stupid diamond base of fail.
Those bases are awful. The only time that base ever made sense is with the DX-17 because he's got that large vehicle.
Or maybe Thanos if you
right, or Thanos as well. I would agree. Thanos as well.
Or like that Scorch Xenomorph that's coming, but it's actually like
it makes sense for that.
Oh, yeah, that one's cool looking, right?
Yeah, but that base is sick.
That's
it's got
a
the lights and everything.
base, though, too.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's just crazy. We started the episode off with the Paul Rudd sculpt, and we're ending it with this sculpt.
They don't look like they're made by the same company.
Yeah, that's kind of like the full circle moment, dude. We started with Raw Fudd, and now we're on to Oscar Isaac.
See,
everything's kind of gotten better as we went along. Yeah,
you could say that this is Jake Lockley, and then you've got all three.
I guess
because technically they wear the same suit, Mark and Jake. So have those two.
If you
and then
have
miss
the
night.
original, I guess you could do that.
People were complaining though.
That third-party concho is massive.
I've already paid for it. I'm waiting for it still.
Of course you did.
That's gonna look sick.
6 months. It's 6 months.
It's like what, 17 inches tall or something?
Yeah,
that's wild. I can't.
Port scale size.
It's super cool.
Oh, gentlemen, I gotta run. Love you. Bye bye.
All right,
see you later, man.
Yeah, it's like 17 inches tall.
So it's the same height as the Scorch Xeno. The Xeno 17 inches tall.
Yeah,
and I was such a fan of this show, man, because it felt like a true mini series. You know, it felt like basically a movie. Again that they broke up into 6 parts. So I really liked about it.
Separated from most of Marvel as well, which is
man,
a bit refreshing.
I hope we get some Midnight Sun stuff down the line. I know Oscar Isaac really wants it, so we'll see. But I would have loved to have seen a Ethan Hawke figure from this, man. I thought he was a great villain. I know we're not going to get it, but I would love to see that.
He was my biggest disappointment. Like I was like, why is he not getting his own Avatar suit? He should have had like some kind of Egyptian.
The girl was dope. What was her character's name?
Layla. I saw someone ask for her, and I was like, and then everyone in the comments was like, "This ain't happening." Like,
it's not going to.
Her Silver Scarab was a dude who's a super obscure, like 70s, early 80s character. All they had to do was for Ethan Hawke, if they wanted kind of a similar like Avatar aesthetic, they could have turned him like into Hunter's Moon, which is another like Fist of Khonshu style character, which is kind of a different, similar but different looking costume than Moon Knight. Like they could have done that, had him turn into that. So it's like he's the Dark Mirror, basically, just kind of the way. I forget the goddess that he was the avatar for.
I would have been goddess. Yeah, it is
just,
what it is.
Seeing Ethan Hawke running there in his little robe things right on the side of the pyramid into Moon Knight just looks stupid. Like because
I just wanted Ethan Hawke sculpt.
Like, I would have been cool of him with like the cane and everything.
Yeah, it's mainly because I just want to see like an Ethan Hawke sculpt and see what they can do with it, because I haven't seen it.
Or like him from the first Insidious would have been sick.
Was Ethan Hawke in Insidious?
Was that who? Was that Ethan Hawke?
Or are you Sinister?
Sinister. I'm sorry, I said Insidious.
I would 100% get a Sinister.
Yeah, the
figure,
first.
That's one of my favorite horror
Insidious?
films.
Yeah, the first Sinister was terrifying. The problem with the second one is they showed Bagul way too much and kind of took away that like mystery factor of like, oh shit, is he gonna pop up? But yeah, the first Sinister was terrifying, dude. It would have been sick to see like a figure of him or Bagul. That would have been dope. But and yes, Joe P, the new Superman trailer. I think it's like a teaser trailer is on Thursday, so we'll see how that goes. I'm cautiously optimistic, kind of like I was with Robert Pattinson as the Batman. I wasn't totally opposed to it. I thought there's some potential there, and I think his name is David Cornsweet. Cornsweat, yeah, and he definitely has the look. So we'll see how he pulls off the character.
Have you been watching that Creature Commandos?
I have not checked out Creature Commandos yet.
It's pretty good, man. I'm
going down my list of stuff. I will be checking it out. I still actually have not watched Skeleton Key yet. I've been so busy. So I'm definitely going to check out all this stuff. We'll see.
Skeleton Key with Kate Hudson.
A skeleton crew. Jeez.
Crew.
It's the end of the stream, dude. It's the end of the stream. You can't expect much from me. First it's Insidious, now it's Skeleton Key.
He fell off.
Yeah, right. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm surprised we even fit this amount in, but Lane was questioning me. He's like, I don't know, you can be able to fit it in. I'm like, dude, trust me, I got this. So I think we did a great job. I only had to cut one figure off. I'm not gonna say what, because then you'll be like, oh, I wanted to talk about that. It's not a big deal. But yeah, what a great stream, fun stream. Just a reminder, guys, if you haven't already, consider dropping a like on the stream. Also, skip forward to the beginning of the stream if you came in late, because we did announce the giveaway entry rules and everything. Don't forget to comment on the VOD of the stream, Lane's special phrase, which you'll find in the beginning of the stream. And a reminder also, one of the prizes, the John Byrne Brown Suit Wolverine, is for channel members only. You have until January 1st to enter, so if you're not currently a channel member, feel free to become a channel member anytime before then, and you will be eligible. I think, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I don't think you'll have to be there live, at least if you're a channel member. I'll give you guys that privilege, but maybe for the actual main prize, you'll have to be there. I'll give channel members the privilege of not having to be there, but for the regular like Purge, I think you guys will have to be there. Let's get Hot Toys Hotline to 6K subs. I'm working on it, dude. Right now, I'm like really trying to work my way through TikTok and everything, trying to be Owen one day at a time, but I'll never be Owen. But yeah, I'm having a fun time over there, just doing the short videos. It's something a little different. I do have I'll be doing a review tomorrow on the Mars Toys Enchanter, the Dr. Fate. Actually, a really nice head sculpt. And I messaged Mars because I talked to him pretty frequently, and I was like, dude, like the head sculpt's actually pretty good. And he like didn't believe me. I guess he didn't have like the confidence in it. And I'm like, it's pretty good. Like he refined it a little bit in the final product, and I like it a lot. And I really enjoyed his character. I don't know why the new thing is to like hate on Black Adam all of a sudden. I get it's because like the sourness with Henry Cavill and stuff. Everybody's like really hating on the movie, but I felt like when it first came out, everybody was like really excited about it, and now everybody's like, "Oh, Black Adam sucked." I liked it. I liked Black Adam. So
it did kind of kill the DCU, in fairness.
But it wasn't. We're not going to get into this industry, but
I think it was The Rock. I think The Rock kept saying like the power of the
power hierarchy is about to change forever. Yeah,
hierarchy.
But to be fair, he didn't know that they were going to do that shit. Like I can't put it all on him. But either way, I'll be doing a review on that because there's actually no reviews up yet for that figure. So that's it for me. Oh, and I'm sure you got TikTok stuff planned, figures coming in as you do
Boys.
all the time.
Yeah, I got them queued up.
Yeah, and you've got the Winter Soldier coming from me. Whenever I feel like it, dude, I'll ship it. You know,
holding a hostage.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you want this figure, huh? Too bad. Yeah, so check out In the DTOF over on TikTok and Instagram. I don't know, do you post your videos on Instagram, or you just kind of use it as like
I'm starting to.
Yeah, Instagram's much harder to like get traction on, I've noticed.
Yeah.
At least for me. Justin, of course, Casual Fridays. He also goes live with a lot of the new figure announcements to talk about his thoughts on those. I know, Justin, you're always working on videos as well, reviews, talking about new figures that you're excited about, a little bit of everything and in between. So appreciate you being here. Justin, you're doing a great job on your channel. Over 600 subs is crazy, man. You're doing a great job over there. You're killing it. Keep up the great work, and I appreciate you coming on, as always. It was great to have you on.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me, man. I had a great time, man. Nice to meet you, Owen. It's good to be on here with Owen tonight, man.
You won't see him again for another 6 months. That's
I know that's what I wanted to say, man. I was like, great seeing you.
Yeah, 2 more. It's got to be like a double Batman drop to see him again. Maybe the next Armory when that releases, we'll see him.
The new Batman Begins 6.0. I'll come back.
I would not put it past him. And finally, Lane, thank you so much for being here as always. And once again, Lane, thank you so much for being flexible with the giveaway and for being so kind and generous to donate some awesome stuff for the giveaway. So I appreciate you. And I think everybody else in the chat, I speak for them. We appreciate you. We all do. So
I appreciate you, Lane.
There you go, Justin. Appreciate you.
It's love to be appreciated.
Or Jaguar 2.
Can't believe Lane switched it. Yeah, Jawgron 2. We got to get used to that.
Yep.
Jawgron 2.
Yep.
But guys, that's going to wrap it up. Twitch name. Okay, that's where that came from. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up, though. Thank you so much for hanging in with us. What a great turnout tonight for a 2.5-hour stream. That's the longest we've had in a while. If we don't see you guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the amazing support. We got awesome content coming from everybody here, including Lane, because Lane's going to start a YouTube channel in 2025. You heard it here first. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're sticking
Start a
with it.
TikTok. You need to start TikTok.
I
Right.
like that I've had a New Year's resolution set for me already.
Yep, and that's starting a YouTube channel. That's going to be Lane's
I'll sub.
unboxing
I'll sub, Lane.
extravaganza. I'll sub too. There you go. You got 2 subs, and I
And me,
know
and me.
in the
I'll be
detail,
there.
Will.
I'll be
Gonna
there.
be there with you.
I thought it'd be funny if you'd be like, "That's cool, but not me."
You have to
Yeah, he's
earn it.
like-
You have to earn it.
Right.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.